This podcast is independent from my studies at Texas A&M's College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. This is intended to share knowledge and experiences in the field of veterinary medicine and to share the importance of medicine for the pursuit of science and its positive effects on the general public.
I've moved in. Tori and I've been moving in for a week now. Do we
New
start?
house?
Do we just start?
I mean, yeah, it's recording.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We went from like a 3-bedroom to a 1-bedroom apartment, which
Okay.
is so we had a lot of downsizing to do. I hung some stuff on the wall today. I finished The Pit, which is a great show. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I just finished season 2. It's phenomenal.
Oh, I haven't seen. Wait, I don't think I've seen season 2.
Oh yeah, whole new season. What was the last thing you saw?
No, I don't remember. They did the. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen season 2 because I think I saw a clip of like the intro where he's riding a bike, and I don't
Yeah, motorcycle. Yeah.
remember watching that actually.
Whole new season.
Is it good?
It's fantastic. It's probably my favorite show now, and there's only 2.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
They're really good with the medical stuff.
Mhm.
I haven't watched a whole lot of medical shows, but when they do like someone's crashing and they gotta like hook them up to the ECG and they always just shock, but like there's a couple times in the show where they're like, oh, asystole, don't shock, and they like I don't know, they're good about it.
Yeah. I think some of the fourth years have joked about doing a drinking game, watching what is it, Grey's Anatomy, and during the surgery scenes, every time they break sterile field, you take a shot. You can't like survive
Yeah,
by the end of the
yeah, I
one
bet
episode.
they're
Um,
pretty. They had a what is it? They had a Mirapenum reference.
mhm.
They like one of the. No, you haven't seen it.
No.
Okay, there's a Mirapenum reference in
Actually,
there.
I might have seen a clip. Spoiler alert for anybody, but is it the one where, because spoilers are all over the internet, it's the dirty dishwasher exudate where he just slices it open because they have some kind of infection on their calf,
Yeah, it's
and
that one on the
they're like,
calf.
this guy.
Yep, that's it.
Huh.
They're like none of the antibiotics are working, and I paused the TV and I looked at Tori and I was like, "They're gonna use Mirapenum," and then I played it and like 2 seconds later they were like, "Yep, start drip Mirapenum."
Did she just like, wow, did you know
No,
that?
she hates watching that
Oh.
show with me because I always ruin it for her.
uh is she good with like watching the gross medical parts?
For the most part, she hates needles.
Okay.
Needles are horrible. She hates getting shots and IVs. She's good with a lot of the gross stuff. Uh, when I was a vet tech at my first place, she was actually a kennel tech. So
Really?
yeah, but she got to do some injections and stuff. It's fine if it's on dogs, but if it's on people, she hates it.
I've met full-on clinicians and experienced doctors who have been practicing for a while, and they can do anything with an animal, um, anything that's necessary, and then as soon as it comes to a needle or blood with people, it's no go.
No, yeah.
Like they're on the ground, passed out, and I'm like, that's whatever that part in your brain like shuts off. I don't get it.
I used to be really bad about needles when I was a kid, and then like all the vet stuff is like, oh, it's just a tiny piece of metal. It's not. They're just gonna pull it right back out. It's not a problem.
Yeah. I think it gets to me a little bit. I just have to get out of my own head. I rarely the last I've got my blood drawn this past spring semester, but I can't remember the last time before that I've had to get any kind of shot or needle. And so, but
Rabies vaccine.
oh yeah. Yeah, but I couldn't see that. I was in the shoulder. I was like looking forward. And it's so quick. She was like,
Have I
done.
have I told you my rabies vaccine story yet?
No.
I went into I think it was CVS or Walgreens. I think it was Walgreens.
You got it at
I
Walgreens.
did. Because I looked up where I could get it for the cheapest, and we were living in Georgetown near Austin at the time. And I went into the Walgreens. The guy in the back was looking around, and they found one because I had called ahead of time, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys have rabies vaccine?" First one I went to didn't have one. They gave me the location of a place that had one. I went up there and I asked him for it. He had to look for a long time.
Hmm.
And he's like, okay, we got it. Go take a seat. and I'll be with you shortly." So I sat down, and it's like 15 minutes later, and the guy pokes his head up from the window, and he's like, "Hey, uh, the vaccine is pink when I drew it up. I just want to make sure that's right. Just give me a sec." And I was like, "Yeah, take your time. Don't give me the wrong thing." But that was my story. It took a long time. He sat down with the needle. And I was like, "So pink is good?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's what it says. So give me the shot."
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I feel like that's understandable from our position because I can realistically think myself being like, oh, is this the right color? I
yeah,
would never go to the client.
yeah. I would never tell the person I'm about to give a shot to that I didn't really know about it that well.
My first thought would be that we know a very pink drug that is known for being pink,
Yeah,
and that is not a drug you would exactly want in you.
this is true. Also, the rabies vaccine for animals is pink too. Why they made those two the same color, I'll never know.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually given a rabies vaccine. Huh.
At least the one we do is pink. So
I don't know how many there are, but um I know we're a little bit into it, but you want to like introduce yourself first?
yeah, I'm Zach Hecker. I'm a third year vet student now in Tyler's class. I did my undergrad at Texas Tech, and now I'm here at A&M. I'm from west of San Antonio, between two towns, Castroville and Hondo. That's where I grew up. That's all I can really think of. Is there anything else? No.
That works.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just having everybody introduce themselves. I don't know why,
No.
just for fun.
Am I the first undergrad from Texas Tech you've had on here?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How does it compare? Tech to A&M.
A lot less wind, a lot less dust.
Is it
Um,
really that bad?
yes, it's bad, especially during tumbleweed season. That's the one thing I don't miss. I got accepted to both places, and you know, distance from home was a big deal, but also I was tired of the desert.
Fair. But it's in a different place, right?
Yeah,
It's not
it's like 2 hours farther north, but it's still the desert.
okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you get to tour
Tech?
Tech?
Mm-mm. I
No.
was never interested. Um,
Have you ever been to Amarillo?
no.
Okay.
My older brother went um to not Amarillo. Um, because that is that where main campus is? That's
I
where the vet school
I
is.
believe so. That's where the vet school is.
Oh shoot. I should know this city or town. Where's the main campus at?
Lubbock.
Lubbock. Duh. You know how many times I say things or can't remember something? I'm like, well, I look like an idiot for the audience, but that's okay.
That's
Um, but no, my older brother uh had a few years over at Tech, and I never went. And at no point was they ever like, yeah, you all should visit here.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I don't recommend it to many people unless it's for like a football game or something.
It does snow over there, right? Though
Oh yeah.
that's crazy. Like legit snow, winter weather.
Yeah,
Get
there
prepared.
was right when COVID was going on, that was probably one of the few times I was more okay with wearing a mask, was cuz it was freezing walking from class to
Huh.
class, and it actually kept me a lot warmer. So,
Hmm.
one of the good things from COVID.
That was the one year it actually snowed here as well.
That was
Our freshman year.
where it snowed everywhere, right?
Yeah, yeah, Snowmageddon. Um, crazy. Feels like a long time ago, but not really. It's not that long ago. What major were you?
Animal science.
Okay. Um, hmm. Did you like that over there?
Yeah, animal science is great. It was weird because I didn't really get to have a lot of fun classes. I didn't get to have a lot of like fun electives
What
because
do you
all
mean?
of my well, if I remember correctly, all of the like sciencey type classes weren't required for their animal science. Like maybe chemistry and genetics, but like all of the OChem 2 and molecular biochem, those were like my electives. Like
Mm,
they didn't count towards my major, so I used them for my electives so that I could get into vet school because they required them. So I didn't get to have any like super fun classes. Like right now, my wife Tori's taking a like a wine class.
oh yeah.
I would have loved that one if I didn't get that one.
Is that here or
Yeah, she's
okay?
doing her master's here.
Okay. I've heard that there's a wine class here, and a barbecuing class,
That would be
which is
nice.
wild. I also did not do very many fun classes like that in my undergrad. But it's weird that they didn't require you to do any kind of what OChem or anything for the
May-
animal science.
Maybe OChem. It's been a while ago. I don't think they would have required OChem 2 or like all of the super crazy classes definitely didn't need it. There was a lot of like production classes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have like right after molecular biochem, I would go to my horse class, like which was a fun part of undergrad. You go from something super hard, which and then you'd go to like I mean it's still not easy, but like horses are a lot easier than
Yeah, if you know what you're doing around a
yeah.
horse.
I couldn't tell you anything I learned in molecular biochem.
The what is it? The Did the curriculum change after the vet school was made? Because I can imagine that without a vet school, the animal science track is mostly production. And some of those animal science people or majors would want to go to vet school, but I can understand why it's not like built into the curriculum for them to set them up that way. Because I'm assuming there's another track that like med students and dental students, nursing students go through at Tech.
Yeah, I don't know. Um I mean, I was at Tech when they did the like when the vet school opened, I think.
I don't know
I
what
think
year
that
that was.
tracks. What they've been open for 5 years now. Pull it up.
Maybe. Let's fact check this. You know what?
You
I want
need
a
it.
guy with a
Yeah,
computer.
you need a second person running this thing
Will thought about it.
to do it,
Yeah.
just to look stuff up.
Yeah.
That'd be
That requires a lot of scheduling.
yeah.
Um
I mean, if it was 5 years ago, I was probably there. I didn't notice any big swing in my curriculum. I'm sure there is a like a different path for like nurses, doctors, all the other.
because here we have BIMS and we have animal science. But within and the vet school is under the BIMS program,
Hmm.
or BIMS is under the vet school program. I don't know how that works, but um, and then but in animal science, so many people want to go to Texas A&M's vet school that they have two tracks. There's a production track, and then there's the vet track
So
or
there's
science
two
track.
different animal science tracks.
Yes, but it's
Oh,
all the same degree.
hmm.
Um, like my diploma somewhere, wherever it is, says bachelor's of science, animal science, or whatever. And I think the diploma says the same thing for production route. Um, but in order to get it, you don't have to take some classes, or you take different classes. So their chemistry, they called it cowboy chem. It just wasn't that hard compared to normal chem because they're like,
Yeah,
we know why you're here, and we don't want to like take up your time.
yeah.
A lot of them actually were working in undergrad doing stuff on the farm, or on feedlots, and they're like, why am I going to sit here and do a bunch of math that is never going to matter? So
I don't think we had that, and if we did, I probably took the wrong one, but it worked out for me. So, um, no, I didn't even look into that too much because I didn't even know I wanted to go into vet school when I started. I just knew I wanted to do something animal related, so I saw animal science, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Seems like what I'm looking for.
that was my exact thought process. And I think I got a week into our basic animal science class, and I was like, oh, this is only large animal stuff. Like cats and dogs are not going to show up. And I was like, do I really want to do this? But it was actually good for me. So I'm assuming you had a better understanding of what you were getting into.
No, not really. Pretty much the exact same thing. Uh, I got there. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Something with animals. Vet was definitely on the table. I was like, I could be a game warden with this degree if I pick up a couple like criminal justice classes. I could do like I don't know animal research. Could find some kind of like wildlife thing. Like I had a lot of stuff on the table. Um, and I decided probably halfway through the first year that I wanted to be a vet.
Mm-hmm.
After the first semester of grades came out, and I did not do great. So that was a fun little conversation on the phone with my mom. I was like, I think I want to be a vet now, but I had like 1A last semester. So I had to dig myself out of that hole the next 2.5 years.
I mean, you made it.
Yeah, worked out.
Did you know Tori going into undergrad?
Yeah, we went to the same high school together. She went to West Texas A&M, which is a little over an hour north. So we just dated all through undergrad.
That's not that far away.
No, I'd go up there most weekends, or she'd come down, or made it work.
Yeah. And what is she doing her master's in now? Sorry if this is too much information
No,
about.
thanks for that. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
cut that.
I think it's just I think it might be just like animal science. I don't think it's education related. I think it's more animal related.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you for sure. I'm more afraid of getting it wrong than I am of saying I don't know. So
Okay.
yeah.
um, that's funny. Um, it's funny. The before we recorded this, I was talking to Will, and he was like, or I told him I was like, "Hey, Zach's coming over tonight. We're gonna record an episode because I'm recording another one with him in a couple days." And he's like, "Really?" And he's like, "That's cool. How are you gonna get him to talk?"
Yeah.
And it reminded me the first time I met you at Fuego.
Mhm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Vividly.
Yeah. Was super awkward for you too?
Oh, terrified. I didn't know anyone.
um, it was shocking that Alex knew you, but for context for people, we were standing at line at this local taco joint, and one of my good friends from undergrad who knew you somehow. You, how did he know you?
We were in the same group for orientation. He did not know me before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, social guy. He was just like shouted over to me. He's like, "Him, talk to him." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "You both are in the same class." And we looked at each other. And we went, "Hi," and then turned back around in line and didn't say a word.
Yeah. I tend to not. Yeah. Even at my wedding, I think my best man speech and the father of the bride speech were both centered around that I don't talk very much. So yeah,
That's okay.
I can go over my whole Komsky routine if you want.
Komsky routine.
Yeah. Uh, you probably need context for Komsky, right? It's
I
like
mean, it's
the
a communication oski, little practice on how to talk to clients, like a little scenario that they put us through in vet school.
yeah, it's like talking to an actor. Kind of, here's my dog or cat. This is the problem. It's like a professional skills like practice type deal. I pretty much memorized the entirety of what I'm going to say like 2 days beforehand because I'm not good at talking on the fly. So this is big for me for talking on the fly.
Well, good for you. But I would not be able to memorize a whole spiel before going in. I definitely don't memorize anything going into those, other than like little facts that I know might show up.
Yeah, I definitely overstudy for those. I study way more than I need to for those things.
That's okay.
I'm just terrified of them like asking something I don't know the answer to and just being stumped.
It's weird how nervous it makes us all feel because I know it's just like tense beforehand. We're all like, "Oh, well, this is we're gonna do our best," and I just know the actors are like, "Another Tuesday.
Yeah,
We're
they
just
just
here."
showed up for fun. They have nothing else to do on this random Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah,
They're just gonna torture us for a couple hours and then leave.
I actually Dr. Chase, who's the episode before this, he um, got me to act in a couple of his scenarios for some one of the conference things he did this past week.
Oh, really?
And so I was on the other end. I was the actor, and you you can definitely like throw in things in like the conversation, and then you can look on their face like, I wasn't expecting that. Or they're like, "Oh, just say the thing I want you to say," and um I still felt really awkward, but maybe that was just me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be on the other end of that. That might be even more nerve wracking.
Mm.
It does help though, like going to like externships now and like talking to actual clients. It's kind of just ingrained in my mind, and it's a lot easier now. So it works, but still freaks me out every time I have to do it for a
Have
grade.
have you gone on externships this summer?
Yeah, I've been on one. um, in Taylor, Texas, which is east of Austin.
Okay.
It's kind of a smaller, it's a smallish town. Um, I was there for 2 weeks. And then I'm gonna go. I have two other ones lined up that are each 2 weeks apart, and then I go on my honeymoon,
Fun. Where are you going?
Italy.
Oh yeah. How long are you guys gone?
A little over a week. Um, yeah, a little over a week.
Hmm. See, I feel like this podcast is going to test my geography way more than I expected it to. Because I think on the past three that I've recorded, people are bringing up different locations around the world. And I'm like, all right, what's in Italy? What what are you gonna do?
So we're actually not going to all of the like big Italy spots. Like we're not going to the Colosseum. We're not going to the Vatican, which is its own country. If
Didn't know that.
you didn't know that,
I mean, not off the top of my head.
it's a country inside of a country.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
Huh.
there's that. We're not going to Venice, which is like the river streets type deal.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that one's in Italy too. We're going to like a lake that's northern Italy called Lake Como, and then we'll like maybe take a day trip into Switzerland at some point.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's fun. Mm, I mean, other than that, you're not gonna travel to any more countries around there.
No, probably just those two, which is a big step because I don't think Tori's ever been out of the country.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, a couple times.
Where have you gone?
Oof.
You don't remember?
No, I do. There's a good amount. I went on a trip where I hit Argentina and Chile. I've been to Canada. I did a cruise where I hit like Mexico, Cozumel, Jamaica. I did a Europe trip one time and hit like France, Germany, Switzerland. It's probably most of them.
Huh.
Puerto Rico. It's
So,
also on there somewhere.
do you just like travel?
Yeah, my family does a whole lot.
Hmm.
Uh, and it's kind of rubbed off on me. Like a thing my parents like to do is they like to have something to like something kind of close in the future to look forward to. So they'll plan like a vacation for like a year and a half out. So they're like, oh, there's only 2 months before we go to, I don't know, Puerto Rico or like, I don't know. There's just always a trip planned. Like as soon as we get back, they plan another one.
Hmm.
And I've been trying to kind of do that, but this is like the first big trip.
So, are you inherently also like plan a goal and then, or not really a goal, but plan a reward in advance, and it helps you in the meantime?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've been trying to get back in shape because that school got me out of shape a
It'll do
lot.
that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like, I have different like weight goals and like workout goals set. And when I hit them, I'm going to like get myself something
Like what?
like, like new shirts or something like that. Something very material.
I mean, that's okay.
Those are my rewards.
Um, are you trying to get bigger?
Yeah, kind of. I think the best shape of my life was right after high school. Right after like I got done with football and all the high school sports, and now it's just slowly declined.
Yeah, I mean, that's happened with everybody, I feel like. Except me, I was like a string bean tiny guy in high school. So, um, yeah, I just stayed in the gym forever. But
It's yeah, I don't believe that at all. I think you're in the best shape out of all the guys in our class. So
what
that's
I mean, I was a 5'5", 140, like junior, early senior high school. And it did not bode well playing a sport like lacrosse, especially since I was a defender. I got railed multiple times. Just
I could not see you being 140. That's
yeah.
yeah.
Um, and then I grew to the height of 6'1" senior year, and then stayed 140. And I was like, I gotta change something. Um, so I eventually gained weight, but gaining weight is hard.
Gaining weight is a problem with me sometimes,
Yeah,
especially in vet school. Yeah,
like gaining weight is you gain weight that you don't want,
yeah,
or oh, okay,
yeah.
because I mean, you don't seem like someone who would gain weight easily.
I do.
Okay.
I try to do a lot of cardio. Bought a Peloton last
Oh, yeah, you
last
do.
semester. Yeah,
That's so funny.
I try to run it off. Um, yeah, that school's not great for it. I'm sure I say that. You can definitely do it. You do it. Carson does it. Everyone does it. I mean, it's just I think I put way too much stock into studying when I don't have to.
I mean, it's definitely a lot harder, I feel like. I I think that if we weren't all in vet school, whatever we are doing in like to progress uh in that manner would be a lot more effective. I think all the stress and lack of sleep does not help at all. Um because I work out with Trevor some mornings before school, and I definitely like I was like, "Oh, by the end of the spring semester, I want to be here with these lifts and at this weight." And then I got to the end of the semester, I'm like, "I haven't changed at all. If anything, I'm like farther away from those goals, but I haven't fallen off. Like, I guess that's a good thing, but no, I don't think all the stress helps."
I think if you get through school and kind of hold where you're at, that's pretty good. That's better than most, I would say.
I would say that for anybody, right? If you don't, I guess, lose or gain too much weight, like unhealthy weight, um, throughout any stressful period, that's kind of a win.
I'll completely take back my statement from earlier. It has nothing to do with school, I think. Because I mean, we've been on summer for like a month and a half now, like a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been working out. It has nothing to do with school. I'm
No
just,
Peloton?
well, I mean, a lot of it had to do with moving. Like, I carried heavy boxes for like 4 days in a row, and I just didn't want to work out after that because I was going upstairs with like carrying 50, 60 pounds.
Yeah. Especially in this heat.
Yeah, that was enough for me for a day.
Yeah. Fair enough. I do got a question. You said that you decided to go to vet school in undergrad after your first semester.
Yeah.
What brought you to that conclusion?
That I wanted to go to vet school?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well, I bet I bet this is a fairly common story where like someone tells you you can't do something, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna go do it. And like it's probably like a professor or someone. Yeah. I probably had that where it was like a class full of like 300, 400 like freshmen, and the professor whatever is like, raise your hand if you want to be a vet. And like that was like on the table for me. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll raise my hand, and probably 90% of the people in the class raised their hand, and he was like, well, and there was no tech at the time. So he's like, well, A&M's class was like 120, 130. They normally take like on a good side, like 20, 30 people from tech maybe. And they're spread out across the years. So a lot of y'all are going to have to find different jobs.
Mm.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, I want to do it now. That was so probably that if I had to pick like a very specific moment.
Okay. Because all the animal science majors have a very similar story from A&M.
Yeah.
They're,
I've heard that same story told a bunch of different ways.
yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't understand where that comes from.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why people are like, "Yeah, you're not going to be able to do it." So I wonder if they're trying to get us to do it. I wonder if that's the trick. A little reverse psychology.
I mean, are you the type of person where if somebody tells you not to do something, you're like, "Well, I'm definitely going to do it
Yeah,
now."
yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm the same way, but I maybe not everybody's like that. Where if somebody's like, "You shouldn't do this," and they're probably like, "Ah, you're right. I shouldn't do this."
I don't think that speech did a really good job either because it was like probably third year into undergrad and there was still everyone wanted to be a vet. So I don't know if that speech does much.
Oh, they do it that late.
No, they did that. They did the speech early, but I'm saying like later on in school, like no one like broke off the path. Like
Mm,
everyone still wanted to be a vet.
okay. Uh, there's a number of people who at least at A&M, there's just a lot of routes I feel like you can take with animal science, especially if you come from that background. Like I didn't. Did you come from the rural area?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, San Antonio's growing fast, but I'd say so. Yeah,
Okay. Because if I didn't go to vet school, I didn't know what I was going to do with my animal science degree. So I was like,
same. Yeah, I got a funny thing about this.
Yeah.
It was right after our last final, and I went to Dutch Bros because I was like, I'm super tired, and if I go to sleep, my whole day is cooked. So I'm gonna go to Dutch Bros. This coffee's gonna get me through an hour. I'll do something productive, and that'll be the rest of my day. Like I'll keep going on with the day instead of sleeping. So I stopped at Dutch Bros, and I think it's their job to kind of like talk to you a little bit. And I got to the window, and the barista says, we started talking about vet school, and then she was like, "Oh, why'd you want to be a vet?" And my answer, which was totally a joke, which she did not take as a joke, was like, "Oh, I got an animal science degree," and that was the only thing I could think of. And she didn't think that was a joke, handed me my coffee, and I was like, "Yeah, that one didn't hit." And
Mm.
yeah, she didn't think that was very funny.
Rewrite that one later. Uh, they're always the best too. The Dutch Bros people, as you get your coffee and or you wait in line, they just like even if you don't want to talk,
Yeah,
they're gonna talk to you.
yeah, which is horrible for me,
Yeah, I
who
bet
doesn't
that's
like
terrifying.
talking to people I don't know.
You know, other coffee places exist, right?
I know I like Dutch Bros. Dutch Bros is great.
um, what do you think sustains you now through vet school and your goals for the future? Because if it is like still that one speech from undergrad, like that's great. But is there anything else that you kind of tie your motivation to?
Like, why do I still want to be a vet?
Yeah, and when things get like tough with school, because it's tough with everybody at some point in time, what keeps you going?
Yeah, it's a good question. Uh, I'd probably start by saying that the speech wasn't like 100% the reason. Like, I'm not gonna go base the next like 8 years of my life off of a speech. So there were definitely other reasons, but uh, obviously the helping animals part. Like, I love animals. So I love seeing them happy and healthy. Like, favorite part of my day is coming home from school and my dog's like super happy to greet me. Love seeing that. I'm sure that's everyone's answer, and it's hard to be a vet if that's not the answer. Um, Something that I think gets overlooked a little bit is like making people happy by treating their pets. Um, I don't hear a lot of people talk about that, but I feel like that's definitely like a reason people do it, but no one kind of talks about it. I've been in the case when I was like a little kid. I'm like, my dog's sick. Please, Mr. Vet Man, help me. And then like dog gets better. I'm happy. And I like being on the other side of it now, like making other people happy by helping their best friends. That's a huge reason for why I want to be a vet. Um, yeah, those are big too. And also like just the challenge of kind of not knowing what's going to come in. One of the reasons I want to do like general practice is because I like the idea of just anything can come in and you got to know your stuff. So I like the challenge too.
The human aspect, I think, is a big part of any kind of practice and how people approach treating animals. Because whenever I talk to people back home about like why it seems like all these people I know and why I am still in vet school, like there's it's almost shocking to people outside the field. Like, why are you spending so much time for animals? And while yes, it sucks to see animals like in pain in any manner, but like if you don't like seeing that, you wouldn't want to be a vet because that's almost entirely
Yeah.
the type of animal we see
Hmm.
because that's why they come and see us. Um, but the only reason that anybody cares about going to vet school is because people care about animals in general. I always think that the limits of what we can do is only bound by the amount of interest we have in animals in general. And that's kind of, I hate to say it, but money and how much people spend on animals is a representation of that. Not to say that if anybody's not paying money for their animals, they don't care.
Yeah.
Um, but if nobody was paying, then the field wouldn't exist. So, no, I think the human part is a huge factor. And Yeah, it's funny how a lot of people are confused. Like, huh, you're putting a lot of effort into the whole animal doctor thing. You could be just a human doctor.
Yeah, I've been watching the bit, like I said, and I was like, "Oh, I could totally do this. This is." Yeah,
Did you ever consider?
nope, not at all. No, like I said, animal science sounds like I'll figure out something with animals. I I've always wanted to do animals, so yeah, it was this or bust for the last like 4 or 5 years of my life.
I mean, burn the boats.
Yep.
No going back.
Didn't have a backup plan at all.
Did you apply anywhere else for undergrad?
For undergrad, yes. Oh man, I think I applied to. I'm sure I applied to more than just two. I know I definitely applied to Tech and A&M, but I wasn't in the top 10% in high school. I kind of slacked off in high school.
So did I,
I wasn't in the top
honestly.
10% in high school, so I didn't get like the automatic acceptance to A&M. Um, and I was like, Tech's got a pretty good animal science program. I'll go there. Surely I applied. I'm sure I applied to like UTSA, which is like San Antonio's kind of. I think it's D1, maybe. I think so. Yeah, I probably applied to UTSA and a couple other ones.
Hmm. Yeah, I only applied to A&M. I was
That's confidence.
more like being unprepared.
Oh, were you top 10% in high school though?
No, I
Oh,
wasn't.
that is confidence then.
Yeah, I wasn't even top quartile. So I was like 27th%
Okay.
in my top 27th. So whatever that is, 83rd percentile. And no, 73rd percentile. Bad math. Moving on. Yeah, my high school was, there were a lot of very smart people who went to my high school, and it was real tough to be competitive. And they had weighted GPAs and unweighted GPAs, and I think the ranking was based on unweighted. And I took pre AP and AP classes, which all counted towards weighted GPAs, which is great for like applications and your resume. I didn't do the greatest on grades, and I should have cared a little bit more than I did. And I was like a mixed AB student, but there are people who were just taking straight regular non AP pre AP classes that could easily get the 4.0 at the end of it, and they were just at the top of the
Oh,
class,
huh.
or within that top 10%. The people at the very top were taking all AP, like all the hardest classes you could, and still getting 4.0s, and then going up to Ivy League schools. And I was like, good for y'all. Like, not the world I lived in. So I applied, and I was like, we'll see what happens.
How many people were in your high school, your graduating class?
Little under 1,000.
Under 1,000? Okay. That's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to say it's a 5A. I don't think it's up to a 6A. Maybe it's a 6A actually. Probably a 6A. I don't know.
I
I
don't
didn't pay
know. I
attention to
think
that.
we were a 5A and we had like just under 400.
Okay. Then I was probably a 6A.
Yeah. That number actually is what got me out of the top 10% because I was going in as a freshman and like my like class rank didn't change, but
Hmm.
the amount of people in the class did. So I was like just in the top 10%. Like we had like a little over 400 and I was like around like 41. So I was like barely in the top 10 and we had people drop out of high school and so my percentage shot down and I
Hmm.
was out of it. And I think yeah,
Hmm.
I didn't get the automatic bid to A&M that way.
Do they still? I don't keep up with undergrad stuff with A&M. Do you know if they still do the automatic acceptance for 10%? Because I know they capped the acceptance amount to, or their total number of students to like 85,000, because it was getting too big and they couldn't handle it.
Huh. I have I have no idea. I would assume it'd still be top 10.
Hmm. I have no idea. If you're interested, go look that up.
Yeah,
Um,
I have no clue. The second I got the like email or mail or whatever, it said like you're not automatically accepted. Here's your like no disrespect to Blinn, but there's like here's your like you can go through Blinn. And I was like I'll go to Tech. That was I didn't look at it at all since then. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, the community college route isn't a bad idea. Saving a lot of money going that way.
oh yeah,
Um, I know a couple people who did that, like community college for the first 2 years, go to a 4 year university for the second two, and then did great after that. I was like, huh. And then thought
Save
about it. Should I have done that?
saved
But
a lot of money doing that.
yeah, I would say, but the only downside I can imagine, because I didn't do that, is when I was throughout all 4 years of undergrad at A&M, I was exposed to a variety of things. So I was in a club. I wasn't in that very many clubs, but I was in a club, and it was pre-vet, and it was professional. Exposed me to a number of people and showed me a lot like about the application process. And then uh, I played lacrosse. Um, I don't know if I could have done that at a community college. Lacrosse is not that popular compared to other sports. So, but
You played lacrosse here, and you're saying you don't think you could have done it at a community college?
well, I could have like skills wise, but I don't know if a community college would have had a team.
Oh, okay. I hear you.
And I definitely wasn't going to go out and play in a club independent from school. So I would say that a 4 year like major university definitely brought me out of my shell. Because I people think I don't talk now, just like people think that you don't talk.
Oh, I don't. No, they're right. I don't talk.
But I, especially during COVID, because right, we both went into undergrad during COVID. I knew no one. I didn't speak a word most days because no
Mm-hmm.
one was around. I had my roommate,
Yep.
and we would chat when he was in the dorm, and that was it.
Online classes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was weird. How did you feel about online classes?
I hated online classes. I love being in class. I do my best not to miss any classes.
Yeah, I feel like the guys that we all hang out with are really good with going to class. And I want to say it's the only reason I go to class, or the biggest contributor. I'm very like I'm easily, what is it, impressionable?
That sounds right.
Yeah. I will follow the crowd. And if you guys were ditching class all the time, I'd probably be like, yeah, I don't want to be here either. Um, but no, I feel bad sometimes when it's just a couple guys. I'm like, nah, I'm staying,
Yeah,
holding it
it's
down.
a slippery slope. I try not to miss any because then I know I'll just miss everything.
Well, it also sucks like rewatching a lecture, and it almost feels like extra homework. You're like, I missed something and I need to do this at home.
I'll do you one better. I go to the classes and then I rewatch every single class.
That is your study technique.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Does it
that's
does it work?
it's great. It works great. I mean, I my grades are getting better every semester as I fine tune it,
Hmm.
which I think is a big part of that school is fine tuning. Because my first semester was not great, and then it just keeps getting better and better as you figure it out. But yeah, rewatching the lectures is huge.
What do you think changed with your method of rewatching lectures?
So the rewatching lectures hasn't really changed. I just watch everything over again at 2 times speed, sometimes 2.5 if they talk really slow. Um, but the biggest change I've made was I went from like I spent a lot of time making study guides and not a lot of time looking over them. Like, I forget what test it was, but I'd like finish the study guide the night before the test. And I was like, oh, what good does this do me? I can't look over it now. So I think last semester I went no study guides at all. I maybe made like two or three all year,
Hmm.
and that worked out best so far. So I'll probably keep doing that.
I used to handwrite study guides for each class for in first and second semester, and I was in the same boat. It took way too much time,
Yeah.
and I would finish them the night before the exam consistently on every exam, and I was like, well, I did it, and then I survived, I guess, on the exams, and then it wasn't until this past semester that I gave into just typing out all of my study guides because I would feel too anxious just looking at the slides and being like, I'm gonna remember that. Nope,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work.
It's a weird feeling.
And so, but typing it out, I feel like it's helped, particularly for looking back. So for anesthesia, I've looked at my drug notes for anesthesia a number of times, both for like anesthesia purposes and for other classes. Because I mean, we will sedate patients for a myriad of reasons and treatments, so that don't pertain to anesthesia. And it's the same drugs with the same thought processes of application.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only reason I'm still doing the study guide thing is because later I can be like, yeah, I can just type it up. But you can also do that with the slide sets that they give us.
Yeah. I I realized towards the end of the year that when we got to like finals, and now I have to recall an entire semester's worth of like any specific class, and I have no study guides. And I'm like, this is now it kind of hurts a little bit not to have them. And I did get lucky because one of the study guides I made this year was an anesthesia one, and I've had to look back at that on my externships, and that's like an important one. So they definitely help for finals and for once you're out of school. So I'll probably just keep not doing them though.
Yeah, and I bet rewatching all of the lectures for an entire semester for each final doesn't work.
You'd be surprised.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You try
it
it?
sticks up there.
Uh,
Towards the finals, I'll be like, I'll scroll through all of the lectures on the video like
lecture capture?
media site. Yeah, that thing. I'll like scroll through all of them and I'll look for like a title I don't know very well, and I was like, oh, we're watching this one, and I'll play it at like 2.5 times speed. It's like a 50-minute lecture goes by pretty quick at 2.5 times.
Yeah. Yeah. The I tried to like speed run watching a bunch of lectures. For whatever reason, I tried putting it on 3 times speed and it just cuts the audio.
Oh yeah, it's if you using your phone.
No, I'm using my computer.
Oh, my phone doesn't let me do 3 times, but my computer does.
Hmm. I should just figure it out.
Yeah.
Um, Most of the time I can't understand it
Yeah,
anyways.
it's only worth it for like 2, maybe 3 professors.
Hmm. Looking forward, what do you want to do? What kind of medicine?
I want to be a general practitioner, and I want to do rural mixed practice.
Okay. The Do you know about the USDA rural, what is it? Repayment plan?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I haven't looked too much into it. I probably should because where I plan on working is probably in there. So
The I was talking about to Will about some stuff that we're going to talk about, and because he's has like a government role within our class, and he brought that up to me, and not a lot of people apply for it.
yeah, it's definitely something on my radar. I'll look into it. It would seriously help.
Where do you want to go?
Um, Back home, not like home maybe. Maybe. I'm in the boat that I've been to a lot of different places, and like Southwest Texas and like the hill country is the best place on earth. So somewhere in there. Like I can't think of any place that's better than that. So that's where I want to live.
Do you like staying close to family?
Yeah, being close to family is nice, and I also just like the people down there. Like just great company.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go back home when I graduate. I just I don't know. I don't have that desire to go back. I know a number of people in our class are like, I'm definitely going back.
Do you want to go back to like a big city, or do you want to go somewhere else?
Probably. I'm not a country guy.
You're limited here in Texas. You got what, San Antonio, Houston.
Dallas, the greatest city on earth.
Yeah. Well, that's, you said you didn't want to go back home.
I know. I'm just joking around. You guys give me so much shit for being from the
From
DFW
Dallas. Yeah.
area. Um, uh, no, there's so many different cities in the around the world, but I'll probably stay in the U.S. Um,
You think you'll go out of Texas?
maybe, maybe we'll see. I love Texas. I'm so patriotic. Like I love the U.S. and I love Texas.
Have you looked into have you looked I don't even know what kind. I'm sure you'd have to take like other tests to go
Yeah,
out of Texas. Yeah.
there are state board exams. I don't know how that works. Uh, I'm sure they explain it to us on our 4th year, but from my understanding, the state board exams, whether it's Texas or another state, they don't compare to the difficulty of the NABLE.
Mhm.
I think the state board exam is open note. Um, Obviously, it does like you don't have an unlimited amount of time, so you can't just be sitting there like guaranteeing that you get all the answers correct with all your notes. But I don't know all the specifics. But no, the NABLE is gonna really test you on what you
That's
know.
the big one, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I've heard from the fourth years. The ones that have graduated last year and the ones going through it now, preparing for it now, they're like, yes, the NABLE is the one that you need to worry about and really know what you're doing. And then the state board exam like comes after the NABLE. So you already had all that studying and preparation, and then you just have to do it again. And you have the option of looking at your notes. So
Wonder if it's wonder if the state board is any less like diverse species than the Navali.
maybe I I would imagine that it's more specific to the state that you're going to. So in Texas, they're talking about,
Everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because we get everything. But if you're going over in the West Coast, they're not going to talk about the like blastomyces.
Yeah.
Um,
A good callback there.
yeah,
Do you do the daily like Navali questions through email?
I need to do that. I do not.
I get 2 a day and I've been on a roll recently. So I'm like just telling myself the Navali's not going to be that hard, which is wrong, but
I've I've heard this is all hearsay from the people I've talked to at the hospital. These are fourth years who have both gone through it or have like on their way preparing for it. Is that yes, the NABLE is hard only because it's like a marathon. You're there for 8 hours, I believe, is the allotted time, and you get breaks and you get lunch, but it's 360 questions. I believe I'm getting these numbers right. Um, and it's just like you read a paragraph, answer a question, read a paragraph, answer a question. It's like it just takes a lot of brain power. It's not you're not reinventing the wheel. It just takes a lot.
some of the questions yeah, I get those like the questions twice a day or two I get 2 questions a day and some of them I'll have all the way up until they ask the final question. Like they'll have something, I'm like, "Oh, I know what that is. I can read that. I know what that is." And then it's like, "How do you treat it?" I was like, "Oh,
Hmm.
I thought it was going to be pick the disease, not how do you treat the disease." And so that's those are the ones that bug me. I actually go in and look those up afterwards because I didn't know. So
I mean, it's something for you to like explore because I feel like sometimes I'm thinking, especially during like the breaks when I don't have externships planned or I'm between externships or I'm doing like right now I'm doing research and if I don't have anything to do for my research, I'm like, man, I really want to, you know, progress in some manner. At least that gives you a topic to be like, I didn't know this very well. Let me explore it. Um, what shout out the websites that give you those questions.
it's a great question.
You don't know off
I
the top of
signed
your
up
head?
like one time and they send me emails now. Maybe like Navly Prep, I think is
Is
one.
one vet prep?
That yeah, that sounds right. Vet Prep, and then I think Zuku is one. Does that
That is
sound right?
also another
Okay.
NABLE prep course.
Yeah, I think I put in my email one time, and now I get them 5 times a week.
Hmm. I should do that. Um, what else are you doing this summer, other than the externships planned?
Externships, honeymoon, move, a lot of golf.
You're a big golfer.
No, I'm not. I'm
No,
Well, I like golfing. I'm horrible at it.
you're better than I
Um,
am.
yeah,
I don't
maybe
play golf.
maybe. Okay, that's still you're probably not that much worse than me.
I don't think I've actually ever played a full 18 course of golf. I think I played one nine, like the first nine, back in elementary school, and have not stepped on a golf course since.
Yeah. Golf is my summertime activity. I with my You're at my wedding. My best man. Yeah, we do like golf tournaments throughout the summer. Our biggest one ends in Fredericksburg, and it's like towards the end of the summer. I think it's like maybe the weekend before my honeymoon, and that's like what the entire summer leads up to is this one golf tournament where we go play against like 60-year-old guys. Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Do you ever go to the driving range?
Yeah, though I've been to I think it's just the Aggieland driving range. Is that
Is
what
that
it
over
is?
on Wellborn?
I'm horrible with street names.
Okay.
It's like towards the College Station side and south.
You know the big HEB?
I know of a, and yeah, probably. I
It's right next to me.
think we're talking about the right place.
Okay.
Is it like a bunch of tires set up and
I've actually never been there.
okay,
But it's just on the road from where we are right now.
okay.
If you're listening to this and you're not from College Station or you've never been here and you have no idea what we're talking about, sorry. But um no. Uh the big HEB on Harvey Mitchell and Wellborn. You just go a little bit. Okay,
You're
no worries.
speaking a different language to me. I'm horrible. It makes Tori so upset, but I'm horrible with street names. I'm like a I'm like a pirate. I need north, south, east, west. I need yeah. That's that's how I do my
I
directions.
mean, fair enough. Like with apps now, you don't really need to know street names
Nope. I
by
just
heart.
plug it in. I'll like plug it in same place I've been to 10 times. And Tori's like, "You don't know how to get there by now?" And I was like, "Nope, because I don't learn. I just listen to my phone," which is probably not good. I've been in College Station for over 2 years now, and I don't know how to get anywhere.
Now, I have been here for undergrad, so there are three streets I think everybody should know: University, Texas, and Wellborn. So
Okay, University is the one goes like between campus and the chicken.
yeah,
Okay, Texas is the one that goes like on the golf course side of. Okay, and I
yeah.
don't know where Wellborn is, so I got 2 out of 3 of those, I think.
You know, you mentioned the chicken. That's Northgate, right?
Hmm.
And then on the other side of Texas, that's the east side
Oh, I
of
know Highway
A&M.
6. I know that one.
Nice.
Okay, is that where
That's
you're?
also towards the east side. That's way on the east.
Okay.
Um, the but Texas is east side of campus, so golf course is on the east side of campus. The west side is Wellborn, like cuts off the west side. So you know where the train track is?
Hmm.
That Wellborn runs across,
Oh,
not
okay.
across it, but with it.
Yeah, I just crossed it every single time I go to school.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called. That's great.
that's okay. We don't need to. I mean, you don't really need to know street names by heart
No,
unless like the internet breaks, which everybody fears about. But
even if it does, I'll just kind of feel it out. I feel like I know, like even getting home, like I would go. It's a 5.5 hour drive from Lubbock to my home, like my childhood home, and I couldn't tell you any of the streets or highway names. I just know like turn right when I see this sign, turn left at this field. Like I don't know any of. I just know like specific things, landmarks.
do you think you could drive there without your phone telling you when to
Oh yeah,
turn?
I've done it a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm afraid to do it. I feel like I could go back home without my phone, but I'm afraid to.
yeah. Well, I couldn't get from College Station to back home. That wouldn't happen.
I mean, we are a little bit out in the middle of nowhere, but that
There's,
actually that doesn't compare to Lubbock at all.
I think it's because there's a lot more roads to choose from. Lubbock is like,
One.
yeah. Well, it's just like a big spot. Like they just branch out from Lubbock, and you pick one and go on that same road for miles and miles and never turn. So
Hmm. You haven't considered living anywhere else other than Texas?
nope, not even a little bit.
Nah, this place is great.
That's
Um,
that's my exact thought. I have no other desire to live. If someone asked me the question was like, if you couldn't live in Texas and you had to pick like a lower 48 state, where would you go? And I thought about it for a long time, and I think I ended on like Arizona.
really, another really hot state.
Yeah, just go back to like West Lubbock.
See, I would if I had to, which I'm probably going to leave Texas for at least some period of time, um, especially for residency, most likely. If I can get in anywhere. The I mean Colorado's pretty cool. Like a lot of outdoor areas, the mountains are really cool. The I don't know, the different weather is nice. Like it's hot all the time here and it's humid,
Yeah,
which
I don't do well in altitude.
yeah.
Yeah, I get sick pretty easy up there.
Mm.
So that Colorado's probably out for me. But it is really nice. I've been there a couple times. It's good. They got major sports teams, so I could watch all of my I could go watch all of my sports teams. That's a
Doesn't every state have major sports teams?
no.
No?
Every state? No. I'm gonna be sound like an idiot if I say one that doesn't. Like, I don't know, Idaho, Wyoming. I don't think they have any major sports teams. I'm talking like baseball, football, hockey,
Hmm. At,
basketball.
at least not well known enough to make a dent
Yeah,
in the leaderboard.
yeah. Like here, like at least in Texas, I can go watch the Mets every time they play the Astros or Rangers. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
big for me.
When the Rangers win because they're the best.
Big Rangers fan.
I mean, I'm from DFW.
Yeah,
I know nothing about baseball,
I
but
know.
I do it just to rage bait y'all about sports.
When are we getting a sports and or fishing analogy? Have you done that on any of these yet?
No, I haven't. I honestly have forgotten that I'm known for my fishing analogies. It just hasn't come up. Um, yeah. How have you felt so far through vet school? Because we're halfway there.
Um, I think it's definitely getting easier. I think the first semester was the hardest, and then it's kind of easier from there. I know a lot of people don't agree with me about that. It's definitely like a, for me, it's a learning curve thing. Like you just figure out how to do it and it gets easier. The material's always going to be hard. So I guess you could pick out like a harder semester based off material, but the first one was the hardest for me. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't have any like, I mean, it's too late to quit. I'm not gonna quit. It's gonna be hard. Just gonna keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't have any serious concerns about the next 2 years.
Yeah, there is a big shock value or shock factor to the first semester, I feel like. And I am in the camp where the fall of second year was my hardest. I think it was just because of I don't know the type of classes. Uh I think anatomy and physiology are really tough and I don't know, I just enjoyed it a lot more than the tough classes the fall of year. So
I think the schedule for second semester was brutal, if I remember correctly. Like we had like
there were
definitely
long
once,
days.
maybe twice, where it was like, all right, anatomy and like phys in the same week.
There was at least 1 week like that.
Yeah,
And especially anatomy, just there's a lot of time spent for that class. And
not a lot of credit hours for it.
no, well, it's tough because you go from small animal where it's almost entirely canine anatomy with a little bit of feline sprinkled in with just the differences. And then they're like, all right, we're going to extrapolate from that to equine, bovine, and porcine slash a little bit of poultry and all at the same time.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh my gosh. Like, and also the fact that a lot of it you got to just know from the outside. Um, and not just okay the dog's going pretend like it's in surgery in this position like you can do all these things not how it works with large animal except for like specific equine things but even then a lot of that happens with specialty surgeons and the questions of okay you're looking at this horse and from the outside it's like what exactly is
yep.
in this area it threw me for a loop every time.
Did your being at an equine clinic help you at all in that semester?
It helped for I don't know about anatomy because a lot of the things in that class were very specific and they obviously like when I was working there they didn't teach me the details of anatomy
Yeah,
because one that wasn't what I was there for. I was there to one work and two learn things about equine practice and the anatomy is just a it's a building block that is so um basic that they had so many other things to do. Um, they couldn't just spend all day teaching me anatomy. And but I did learn other kind of higher level things that made sense or make more sense now. Um, and then there were, I can't remember a specific thing that I was like, oh, yes, I remember this from helping out with that. In anatomy specifically, there are other classes in pathology and ClinPath where I was like, I do remember something for that because those were like I would help run lab tests in the practice. And I can remember cases that it's like, oh, yes, this is what they were looking at and that's why. But anatomy, not so much. Did you feel like you?
No, I'm in the same boat. I mean, it helped a lot with like behavior, which is super important around horses. Like learned a lot about equine behavior. Um, Not so much the anatomy, just like the handling stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm in the same boat with you. That was why I asked because I don't think I picked up any anatomy working around horses before
I mean, it's
vet school.
hard.
Yeah.
The um the really in-depth stuff. It's just I feel like a lot of it is spoken doctor to doctor, but and the practice I was at had fellows and interns and they would talk about it in surgery, but it was quiet. They were talking to each other and I was off in the back.
Yeah. No one's gonna talk to the guy standing in the corner. He's just like holding stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta you everyone's in that position at some point.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited to be on the other end of the whole being a vet thing. Like if someone asked me for a letter of recommendation, that would be super cool once that finally happens.
Yeah.
Just to be on the other end of it.
Do
Uh,
you do you really want to be some kind of teacher?
yeah, I want to be like a mentor. Like I had a really good mentor throughout all of my undergrad who yeah, I just want to do that. Like I want to help other people get into vet school. I think that'd be super rewarding.
Do you still know your mentor?
Oh yeah, I'm doing an externship there later this summer.
Hmm, okay. Do you want to join in on that practice?
I haven't they haven't taught in school yet how that whole process goes. Like I don't know if I assume that's something they reach out to me for and they haven't done that yet. So,
Mm. I mean, I feel like you can just talk to them if
yeah.
you're like on that.
Well, I have the guy's like personal phone number in my phone. I'm sure I could, but I don't think we're I think that's like a thing you learn in third year. So I'm just going to wait that out, I think.
It's kind of like a networking thing. I I can't imagine networking is like specifically in our curriculum. Like this is the day we're gonna learn how to network. That would be kind of funny though.
Yeah.
No, you should just reach out to them.
I probably will at some point. I'll let it. I mean, I still have 2 years left.
Is there another practice in that area?
Not really. So, yeah. I don't want to go into the geographics of where I'm from, but there's one city where there's like 4 clinics and then you drive 30 minutes out and then it's one clinic and then there's like nothing for like a couple towns. Like
Hmm.
it gets rural fast west of San Antonio. So, I was in the one clinic where there was nothing else in that town.
Hmm. Dang, that's it feels weird to think that way because when I first looked for a practice to work at, I remember specifically it was COVID hit, and so things were shut down except for the clinics. Um, and I printed off 11 resumes because I looked up on Google Maps. I just typed in vet clinic or veterinarian or something, and just dots everywhere popped up. And I was like, all right, I'm making a radius, and I picked
Hmm.
11 and printed stuff out. Um, and would just drive up and I'd call them from the parking lot and most of them half of them answered, half of them didn't. And the majority of the ones that answered were like, we're not taking anybody. But it only took one, and one did answer and one did say, okay, we're taking your resume. But I had all these options.
You called them from their own parking lot
Yeah.
and like what? We're expecting them to like answer and be like, "All right, come on in." Did you like tell them you were in their parking lot?
Well, yeah, I was like, hey, I am here because it was COVID. Everybody called. You can't just walk in.
Oh yeah.
And especially on with no appointments or anything scheduled. So I called him from the parking lot and I was like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm interested in working for y'all as a I think I said technician's assistant or something along
Yeah,
those
so
lines."
yeah.
because if I said technician, I was like, I've actually never worked as a technician. I have no idea what I'm doing. Um, but no, a lot of them said, we're not hiring. But I did have all of those 11 options. That was within like 20 minutes from my house.
Hmm,
So
that's crazy to think about. I had an option,
yeah.
and then, I mean, I could have just gone to the other, like, it was probably closer to my house, the other town closer to my house, and picked any of those. But I really wanted to go to this one because that's what I want to. When I get out, I want to be like the general practitioner who, like, you're the only one in the town, and someone brings their, like, llamas, their pigs, their, like, cattle, their dogs. Like, I want to go palpate, like, do pregnancy checks on 20, 30 head of cattle, and then have the guy be like, "Oh, can you check out my dog too?" Like, that's what I want to do. So,
Hmm.
and that's exactly what they did.
Well rounded, sounds like, within the community.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm assuming the vets there were very gung ho when you came by and were like, yeah, this, like, he wants to do what we're doing. Like,
I
bring
don't
him
know.
in.
I don't know how many people they get like a given year that want to go and do it.
Hmm.
From my understanding, there was like a couple. I didn't get paid my whole first summer. Like, I picked up jobs like putting up a fence and doing like ranch work, and that's how I got paid during the summer. But I did the whole first summer for free, and then I came back the next summer, and I think they probably felt bad for me and like, all right, we'll pay this guy.
Hmm. I mean, it worked.
Yeah, it did. I mean, yeah, I got a couple good letters of recommendation out of that clinic. I know the owner of the clinic really well. He's a great guy, and did some pretty good networking. So it was definitely worth it in the end for the free labor.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got multiple letters from the same place.
Yeah, it was well, it might have been a two doctor practice at the time, but by the time I applied, it was a three doctor practice, and I knew all of them pretty well. So I just asked a couple of them for letters. Because what, we needed three letters when we applied?
At least. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I did like two doctors and a professor.
Okay. I had something similar. I a doctor here who was a is a quasi professor but mostly researcher, and then I did a doctor who out in practice, and then a professor. So, but like mine weren't from clinics I worked at because I don't know. I knew the people at the clinics I worked. Actually, no, one was, but like I didn't have a situation where it was like I was that tight with the people I worked with. So,
Yeah. We have a lot of the practice owner and I have a lot of the same interests, so it was easy to get along with them. Yeah, we both like hunting and like being outdoors and stuff. It was easy to talk to him. So
hmm, do you want to do stuff with wildlife?
I would like to. I did all the stuff with. I'm sure you. Yeah, you talked with Alex about all the.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did all that stuff. That was awesome. I take all the wildlife electives when they're offered. I mean, it's kind of, from my understandings, it's kind of hard to make it your main deal, but it's easy to pick it up on the side because there's a lot, especially out like west of San Antonio, like southwest Texas. There's a lot of that stuff. So I'd like to do it for sure on the side. I think it's really fun.
Hmm. That's got to be a big Texas thing. I can't imagine that it's very popular outside of the state because here you can have almost anything, um, animal wise, whether that's for better or for worse. But
Like legally, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, yeah.
I mean, I think the state's pretty famous now for Tiger King. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. That
What?
was in Texas.
I think, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was in like Florida.
You know what? Let me fact check
No,
myself.
I didn't even watch it. I know nothing about it. It might be. It's probably Texas.
Oh man, you should at least watch the first season. The second season, I want to say, is not so good, or it's just not as it's not as shocking. You know what you're getting into, but
I just know 4 years ago everyone was talking about Tiger King and Carol Baskin, and I never got into it. I do know like some of the. I never watched it though.
it's in Texas. Or my bad, that's what I'm looking up. It was during COVID when it came out,
Yeah.
so everybody was at home.
Oh, I guess
Um,
so.
but no, it's it's crazy because it's also, I guess, really happened. Um, or it's based off of a real person who's crazy,
Yeah.
a wild guy. So, but no, Add that to the list.
Okay. Where is
Um,
it? Did you find out where it was?
I can't like talk and
Yeah, I have the same thing. I can't talk and do things at the same time. I do remember. I guess it was. You say it was 4 years ago? No, it was during COVID. That'd be like 6 years ago now. Yeah, during COVID, I was just like up in my Texas Tech dorm for an entire year, and I don't think I did much of anything. That was kind of like a wasted year.
yeah.
Just took online classes and suffered in the desert.
Hmm. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? My computer's
I
not doing
believe you.
well.
I believe that it's in Texas.
Well, my computer decided to switch over to Yahoo instead of Google, and so whatever. I think it. Nah, he's in prison in Texas.
Okay. He's in prison?
Yeah.
How did they do the it was just like
All that was before he went to prison.
oh, okay.
So you gotta watch it, dude.
All right.
It's
Where is
crazy.
it? No, I'll find it.
Netflix, I think.
Okay.
I think it's still there. Um, no, the wild situation. Um, No, there's a number of guys in our little group that do a bunch of wildlife stuff.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I don't seek out wildlife stuff, but I like when it's offered, I'm like unless I have something important going on, I'll definitely tag along.
Hmm.
Like I think Alex's thing, he didn't have to convince me really hard. Like he just asked me one time, I was like, "Yep, I'll make time for it." Actually, the second time we went out for the axis darting thing for the research, was the weekend before I got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a fun. I didn't have to convince Tori too hard either. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this darting again." She was like, "Okay, just don't get shot with alpha twos and opioids, and you'll be fine."
Nah. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
That.
which was like a serious concern for me the first day I was out there, and they do everything safe, so I was like, "Oh, this is not a big deal."
Yeah. I mean, when we went to South Africa, um, that you, you just got to be careful. Even like paper cuts and stuff,
Yeah,
just touching the needles at all. But those are much larger animals, so much more potent and concentrated drugs over there.
yeah. I think I wore gloves too because it was super cold, so I was wearing gloves. Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't too worried about it once we actually started.
But you're big into hunting.
Oh yeah, I love hunting. For the majority of the beginning of my life, it was mostly whitetail, and then I've just recently started going duck hunting with the rest of the guys in our class, and now I'm going turkey hunting, a lot of birds, and I went to South America to do like a kind of a large animal hunt too.
Yeah. Have you gotten that back?
I just got them back actually like 2 weeks ago. I got my red deer and my black buck.
Okay, that was the picture that you sent us,
Yep.
right? Okay. I saw them. I was like, those are animals.
Mm-hmm. Those
Nice.
they are animal. They're one of them's a very big animal. The other one not so much, but yeah.
um, what is it about hunting that's so enjoyable? Because so many of the guys do it. I've actually never gone hunting. So if you could, I guess, advertise it in a way.
For me, it's very therapeutic. I would assume some people just like this is not my thought, but I would assume some people would think it's just oh you run out there and pull the trigger, but there's a lot leading up to that. It's like I mean you got to be good at if you're gonna get an opportunity. So I think it's I don't know it's calming to go out there and just be with nature for a long time. I like whitetail hunting because when you go out there and you're out there before any of the birds or anything gets up and you get to kind of see everything wake up around you, I think that's a big part of hunting that I enjoy. The part of duck hunting that I like the most is you have to be kind of like smarter than a duck, which sounds stupid when you say it because how hard could it be? But those things are smart. You gotta like, we've been a couple times and have not been successful. And I don't know, it's difficult. I like the challenge too.
Yeah, I find it amusing when you guys get back from a hunting trip and you're like, and I ask you guys, did you catch anything? Nope. Or catch anything? Did you get
Catch-
anything? Nope.
we,
You're like, we got up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. It
yeah,
was freezing cold. Nothing came out, and I was like, "Ah, okay."
We cut it close one time too. I think I like changed on the way one time out of my hunting clothes. Yeah, we went duck hunting.
Oh, coming back for, like, class
Yeah,
and
like to
stuff?
get to class in time.
Uh, see, I'm big on waking up early, but I don't know.
Hunting is the only thing. Tori gives me a bunch of crap about it. She's like, because I'm horrible at waking up, just period. I set like 5, 6 alarms and I
Mhm.
might not even get up to those. Like it's just hard for me to get up. But when I know I'm going hunting, it's like one alarm and I'm right up. I don't even get coffee. I just go out there.
Do you like going to bed early?
No,
Oh,
I don't go to bed early at all. I sleep is horrible with me. I have a horrible sleep schedule.
what is it?
There's a lack of a sleep schedule. It's like throughout the week I'll get very little sleep, and on the weekends, I'll just make up for all of it, which is probably not healthy at all.
I had that mindset early on in vet school, and it was until the 2nd semester I was like, This isn't working."
I stopped staying up to study. Now, if I stay up late, it's entirely just because I'm doing something that I want to be doing, like watching a TV show or something. But first year it was stay up, study all night, and then go take the test. And then I realized that like the less I studied, the better I did because I was more well rested. So I
Mhm.
stopped doing that, which is part of the learning curve thing, I guess, that we talked about earlier.
I mean, sleep's important. I know after a few days of very little sleep, I start to lose any kind of like higher level function
Oh
in
yeah.
my brain. I'm just like there. And people ask basic questions like, I can't even like try and think.
Also, going to a lecture when you slept for 4 hours, you might as well just not even be there.
Hmm.
You can't retain any of the information as opposed to like showing up and you got full 8 hours of sleep and you're like actually writing stuff down. So I've been trying to get better. I was pretty good last semester. It wasn't too bad.
How are you trying to get better? Because sleep was something I like dove into in undergrad, and I could afford to spend time changing my sleep schedule. So I'm interested.
Well, the big thing about last semester wasn't really that I changed, it was that our schedule changed. And for like 3 days out of the week, we didn't have to be there till 10.
Hmm.
So, I mean, if I knew I was getting up at 8, I'd probably like shut everything down by 10 and I'd try to get some sleep. Still not a full 8 hours, but like getting up at 10, it's a lot easier to get the right amount of sleep. So, it was more the schedule change. I didn't really do anything.
uh, now you should start going to bed at the same time.
Nah, I can't do it. I tried.
Why?
I've tried. It's hard. Because I'll just get sidetracked. Like I'll find a good show. Like I don't know. I'll find the pit or I'll do something. I'm like, "Oh, I can't stop there. They left it on a cliffhanger. I gotta watch.
All of it.
Yeah, I gotta watch the rest of the season." And then it's like 3 hours later, and it's 1:30 in the morning. Like, I should probably sleep. I got class in like a couple hours. So
I do that with YouTube videos. Admittedly,
yeah,
I'll get on like I'll find a video on like the gym bro, whatever, some kind of gym influencer, usually talking about science or something, and another video pops up underneath, and then another video. I'm like, I gotta go to bed, but I don't want to. And
yeah. I have no self control when it comes to sleep.
hmm,
Sounds like you're a lot more. You got a lot better than I do.
eh, I do. I'm really bad with like sitting in my bed with my phone, and then the last thing I do at the end of the night is turn my phone off, set my alarm, and go to bed. And I'm like, I know that I should be looking at my phone in like the last hour before going to bed or whatever like the experts say, but
Yeah, they say that. I scroll before I go to sleep every night.
it's hard not to.
Yeah.
It's so addictive.
I actually, first year of vet school, deleted TikTok off my phone. I put like a 5 minute limit on all of the other like social media platforms, and I got really good about it. And that kind of fixed the problem for the most part.
Hmm.
Like I still like I re-downloaded TikTok and I just don't even use it.
Okay, I was gonna say it's like don't go back.
No, I didn't like relapse or anything. I just don't use it. It's on my phone. I can't remember the last time I opened it. If I get on Instagram, it's like at the end of the night and I'll be on it for like 5 minutes. I don't know. It's just it doesn't have me anymore. It doesn't interest me like it used to.
Hmm. Oh, for context, I did find the Tiger King location. It's in Oklahoma.
Oh,
Didn't know that.
neither of us were correct on that one.
Um, at least that's what I found on Google on a quick Google search. I'm not doing a deep dive on the internet. Um, but not what I was expecting. I really thought it was in Texas.
Seems like something that would go down in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was close. But no, the scrolling's bad. I remember in undergrad, first semester, I was just on TikTok sitting at my computer. Like I would get off of a Zoom call at 10:30 in the morning and just be on my phone for an hour like and be like, "Well, now it's time for lunch," and I haven't done anything other than sit on a Zoom call just listening, and I've just wasted half the day.
Yeah.
And I felt so defeated and pathetic. I was like, "I gotta delete this," and I haven't looked back.
Oh, you deleted it too?
Yeah,
Oh,
I haven't had TikTok. Say, I mean, what is it? 6 years now, 5 or 6, and no, my life's great.
yeah. I deleted it 2 years ago. Sounds like you were ahead of the game. It used to be like really bad. Like I remember when I first deleted it, I would like put down my phone and then like 5 minutes later I'd pick up my phone and I'd go like to where the app used to be and I was like, "Ah, this is really bad."
It's
Like,
weird.
yeah, I needed that. And now it's solved now, but it used to be really bad.
Granted, I substituted TikTok with Instagram and YouTube Reels.
Mhm.
It was bad. I did YouTube Reel, or I would watch YouTube Reels before YouTube Reels were like really good.
Yeah.
Like they were
Yeah,
horrible.
I was there. Yeah.
And I would try and say, or people would be talking about a short video or something, and I didn't know what else to say. So I'd say, "Oh, I saw this TikTok or something," but it wasn't on TikTok. And I tried a few times saying I saw a YouTube reel, and people would look at me
They'd
sideways.
make fun of you.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't say this. Now you can say it just fine, but not in the old days. Uh, no, I've debated on just deleting all of the social medias, but then I'm afraid of not being connected with the world at all. I'm already not, like, I don't know much going on around the world.
That's what you need a wife for. That's what Tori does. Tori keeps
Ah,
me she if it's important, she shows it to me and that's how I get my news.
it's a good point. I should get on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, go ahead and just get a wife. That's not hard to do.
Yeah. Um
That was a joke.
no, I know. Um huh. No, the social media thing. And then now with I mean with this, it'd be cool to make like clips and stuff, but that takes a lot of time. And I don't know, I'm not the influencer type
Yeah.
of being on social media and promoting things. It kind of feels fake and not real. So, social media just is there.
You wouldn't want to do like a day in the life of Tyler?
No,
No?
no, no, no. I feel like I've already said my piece about the day in the life videos. How do you feel about those?
I don't I don't even I hear him on Tori's phone and I listen to it and I'm like that sounds kind of like it's not actually what you're doing.
Well, a lot of them do uh w- I know people who've made them, and they are like, "This is what I do," and then I go here, and then I go here, blah blah blah, and it is like, it is real what they do, and but the ones I see of people I don't know on just that get popular, or people who are popular on social media, and they're like, I wake up and it's a video of them getting out of bed. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
instantly, the first time I saw that, my first thought was, you set that camera
Yeah,
up and went back to bed.
you had to get up in order to like yeah.
It's like that's crazy, wild. It gives the same feeling for me when I see people doing. So this was like early TikTok. They would be doing TikTok dances out in public, and you're not seeing the video; you're seeing them do it, and they have their phone like propped up on something, and they're just dancing, and it's silent
That'd
because
be crazy to see that in the wild.
you haven't
I
seen that.
no.
It doesn't happen very much nowadays, but back when early TikTok and it was mostly people just dancing to weird songs or whatever, which is kind of just strange on its own, seeing it out because there is no music other than like maybe a little bit coming from her phone. But if you're far enough away, you're not hearing anything. You're just seeing them like dance. And you're like, what is
Yeah.
happening? So no, it's the same cringy vibe as that. Um, Also, people being like, they they set up their tripod around their house. They open their fridge. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'm sure some people do like an actual like this is what I do in a day, and it makes like some of them are kind of cool. Like I guess I've seen some vet ones where it's like this is what we do. And it's like, oh, we did a calf pull here, and like realistic, like, oh yeah, I could totally see that going on. But then it's like the videos of like I went for a nature walk, and then it's like you could tell the phone's on a tripod and they walk past the camera, and you know the person just like setting up the camera, walking all the way back, walking forward, setting
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah. Those are the ones where that's hard to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't, it's not real. It doesn't feel real. And so it takes me out of the vibe. Um, hmm. What else do you do outside of school for fun? So you go hunting, you
School,
fish.
hunting. I don't really fish a whole lot. That's something that, yeah, all of my buddies fish. I don't really do it. I kind of like to see what I'm going for because you kind of lose all the. I mean, I guess if that's like your thing is to be out on the water, but I like seeing like the animals I'm going for and even the animals I'm not going for. Like I've done a lot of deer hunting where I'm like, I'll watch an armadillo run across. You'll see some cool birds. You'll see like if you're fishing, you're just staring at water. It doesn't do it for me. I know it's a lot of people's jam, but it's not mine. So not fishing. I do a lot of hunting and do a lot of watching of sports, which is like crazy for a hobby. But it's
I feel like that's most of America.
yeah. I think last year I watched every Mets baseball game except for like two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll watch if any of my sports teams are on, I'll do that. And then whatever my loving wife wants to do. That takes up a lot of time. So
Yeah. I mean, why again are you a big Mets fan?
okay. So my family's from New York. My grandma and grandpa on my dad's side are from they're from New York. So they were watching what has now become the Mets. There's a whole lot of like baseball history there. Like
Mm-hmm.
first there were the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Dodgers went to California. Then they were the New York baseball Giants. Then they went to California. And then there was the New York Mets. So he was a Mets fan. And then my dad grew up watching the Mets because that's what my grandpa liked.
Mm.
And then I grew up watching the Mets because that's what my dad liked. So it's
Hmm.
just the team I grew up with. So that's who I watch.
Interesting.
That's that is it. There's no other ties besides like if we ever watch baseball in my house, the Mets were on. So I'm not gonna like cheer for a team I don't watch. That would
Yeah.
be kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's no crazier than people being like, I'm a fan of this sports team because I was born in the general vicinity of this sports team.
Yeah, if that's what you I mean, if that's what you grew up watching, or if that's what you have like a tie to, then yeah. But what does people I tell people I'm a Mets fan and a Giants fan. They're like, "Oh, you must be a New York Knicks fan for like basketball." I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a Spurs fan.
Hmm.
Yeah, which is that's because that's what my like I just follow whatever my parents watch. They were Spurs fans, so
I mean, that's fair. I'm the same way with football. Like my parents were Cowboys fans, um, because they watched them back in the day when they were actually good,
oh yeah,
and I've never actually seen them when they were good.
been a while.
So I also don't watch a lot of sports in general. So um, I don't know if I ever do see a game, I'm like, oh, it's the Rangers. I'm like, I know them.
Oh yeah,
I'm rooting for them.
that is a baseball team. Go Rangers. Yeah.
The only one that I'm like, I actually do enjoy watching, and I'm like, I think that they're somewhat good, is the Stars.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I just got into hockey recently.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
big hockey fan now.
Yeah, I don't really have a team. I feel like I got in the game too late, and I don't have like none of my parents watch hockey. I don't have a team to inherit, so I've just kind of. I mean, if the Stars do good, I'm like, cool, Texas team. If the New York team are the Rangers and the Islanders, I believe. So if they do good, I'm like, I kind of have a tie to them. I guess not really.
Hmm.
So I kind of just watch hockey.
It's an interesting sport out of all of them. It's a it gets me every time that the games are in thirds.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no other sports where you can just throw your equipment on the ground and start fighting each other.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is probably the coolest part about hockey. It's why people go to the games. I feel like.
I feel like hockey is on. So if you could think of like a spectrum of most active sports as in it like it never stops. It's like on the most extreme end, it's hockey, and on the other end, it's baseball. It's like baseball, it's real, it's slow, and it's intense, and what's gonna happen, and when is he gonna throw the ball, and then he throws it, and maybe he hits it, maybe he doesn't, and then it's slow again, and but hockey, it's constant the entire
It's
time,
always
never
intense. Yeah.
stops. Even soccer, it's like it never stops, but the field's so big that they could just be in the middle, like, and then eventually it goes on the other side, and they're like, "Oh, what's gonna happen?" And then the score turns out to be 1-0 after however long the game is.
Yeah. That's why I can't watch soccer. I feel like there's not enough going on. I mean, they're always moving, but I don't know. I'd rather watch hockey where there's more scoring, and I mean, you gotta be like a serious athlete to just skate for how long they do. So,
Yeah,
like, that's kind of what you were talking about. And baseball is on the other end where it's like, here's a bunch of guys standing around waiting for a, like, this guy's insanely talented. This freak of an athlete can throw a baseball 105 miles an hour and it moves all over the place. But I mean, there's a lot of standing around. But I like it. I used to be a pitcher, so I there's a game within the game for pitching. It's fun to watch that.
yeah. Do you enjoy the sport even though you played it,
Yeah,
like
I think
watching?
yeah, playing it made me appreciate watching baseball a whole lot.
Hmm. Because sometimes I'll watch. I rarely watch lacrosse. I didn't really watch it when I played, but even now, I'm like, it gets me. It would kind of gets me in the mood to want to play more than it is getting me in the mood to want to keep watching. So even like doing or observing any kind of activity I've participated in, it gets me more amped up to do the activity than to keep watching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I have a weird thing. Baseball doesn't do that for me. That was like my sport in high school. Like I played football too, but baseball was my thing. Um, I mean, COVID kind of like wiped out the senior year,
Hmm.
and I was thinking back. I was talking with like Tori recently about like what would have happened if there would have been no COVID. And I was like, to be honest, I probably would have kept playing baseball and gone to like a junior college or something to pitch, and who knows if I would have got into vet school. So
Hmm.
would have been totally different. So
Hmm.
I don't really have the urge to watch it and be like, oh, I'm gonna go play it again because I mean everything worked out. So
Yeah. Like you did your time, and
yeah,
now you're done.
I know. I know. I think I know all there is to know about baseball, and so now it's just like a a skill set that I don't have, so I can watch it and know what's going on. But I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
You can still throw, right?
Yeah, I can still. I did in undergrad. I was on the club team for tech.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like an inter. It wasn't intramural. Like we played other club teams from other schools. Like went to Oklahoma to play them, and then like a couple of teams like went to like SMU and stuff. So we went to like colleges around Texas in close areas to go play. So I did it in undergrad.
Hmm. I did say at one point in one of our classes that I could easily hit a ball that you threw
Yeah, it's
if
not
you pitched
happening.
it. You sure?
Yeah,
We got
positive.
to prove it though.
Okay,
We got to find
100%.
out.
You're not hitting it.
I don't own a bat.
What?
I don't own a bat.
I have a bet.
Okay.
I'll set up the entire thing.
Okay. You want to place money on
Yeah, of course. Gambling?
it? Oh
Of
yeah.
course.
Forgot you're a big gambler. Um, I said that you're not that big of a game. It's not a problem.
No, it's not a problem.
Not a problem. Um, uh, I don't. I think I've been to one casino. I spent $20 and I lost it in
Nice.
like 5 minutes, and I was like, "This isn't fun at all."
I don't know if I've I don't know if I've ever lost money at a casino, which
Flex.
is probably not good because the first time I do lose, I'll be like, oh, if I keep playing, I'll just win it back. So it's
Yeah, that's what they say, right?
yeah, it's not a problem right now. I don't have a gambling problem.
I feel like gambling is just getting bigger as time goes on, especially with the online sites.
Have you seen what's going on in college football with Texas
No,
Tech?
no.
That's a whole thing to get into.
What's going on?
So Texas Tech went out and got a quarterback from Cincinnati. Um,
And they paid a lot of money for
they
that guy,
paid a
right?
whole lot of money, like millions of dollars. Comes over to Texas Tech and they find out he's got like a kind of a gambling addiction, like betting on sports, which you can't do if you play sports.
Even if it's not the same sport?
No, he was betting on everything,
Okay.
like football included. Yeah,
Hmm.
no, it was definitely not a like he shouldn't have been doing it. So like Tech sent him to like rehab for his problem.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he's doing that, and then the NCAA came out and said he's not playing, and then the quarterback got some lawyers, and they like sued or they filed a lawsuit, and turns out he is playing.
So they won.
Yeah, they won. He's
Huh.
only suspended for 2 games, but now every now everybody hates Texas Tech.
Because of that.
Yeah, it's been all over everything the last like 2 days I saw. Like there are schools that are like, we're not gonna play Texas Tech in any sport right now.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
which I mean, Tech didn't do anything. Like you can be mad at the quarterback, but then you're just mad at a guy with a gambling problem. That's not really cool. You can be mad at Tech, but all they did was like, oh, this guy's got a problem. Let's send him in
Yeah.
to rehab. They had nothing to do with the lawsuit. Like they didn't file it or anything. All they did was see a guy with a problem and send him in. So gonna be mad at anyone. Be mad at the people who make the rules.
I mean, this is a kid, right?
Yeah, he's like 21, 22. He's younger than us.
Oh my gosh. Huh. And
I could be totally wrong about that age.
I
Now that
mean,
I think about it, I
he's
think
a
he's younger than us for sure. He's got to be,
he's an
right?
undergrad.
Yeah, he's got to be
Yeah,
younger than
we're
us.
I it always blows my mind thinking about college athletes because you see them on TV.
Yeah,
And one, they're also giant
they're huge.
individuals
Yep.
and super athletic and performing on a high level. And I'm like, this person's 3 years younger than me, probably.
Well, I can do you one better. There's
Mm.
the uh the Mets have a outfielder who's 21. Yeah,
Whoa.
or maybe 22. But yeah, younger than me. Like seeing yeah,
Good for him.
it's a weird feeling. Yeah, great for him. It's weird watching professional sports and seeing these people younger than me now.
Did you ever think when you were younger, and it's like, what is this like for my parents to watch this sport? Because I remember when I was younger watching either baseball, basketball, football, and thinking like I'm looking at what they're doing. And I'm like, this is an option for something for me to pursue or something for me to look up to in some capacity. Like they worked hard and got to where they wanted to go, or they followed their dreams, whatever. Because I was a kid, um, and whatever I wanted to do, even if it wasn't that same path or even in the realm of sports, like it could be something for me to aspire to and get some motivation from. But then I think of my parents, I'm like, you're looking at people half of your age.
Yeah.
Um, it's like, what is this like?
Yeah, I'm in that right now. Where the people are becoming younger, and I'm like, it's still fun to watch. I still love watching sports. I'm not gonna stop doing it. But yeah, they are. Like, wow, these are very successful people. I tried to do that. I couldn't do that. Oh well.
Do you do you enjoy college sports more than professional sports?
I do now. If you asked me that question a year or two ago, I would have said no. But like college football, I'm looking forward to it a lot this year.
How come? Is that because you're still like in the realm of a university?
Yeah, I also have two teams to root for now, which kind of seems like cheating.
A&M and Tech?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I can root for both of them. I don't care what people say. I root for both of them. If they ever play each other, I'll be happy with whatever outcome.
Hmm. Hmm. You should start throwing tortillas at Kyle Field.
They wouldn't get it. I'd probably just be a weirdo. That's the
Someone
all of
sees it and is like, what a waste of a perfectly good tortilla.
yeah. Well, they don't even do that at Tech anymore. They started fining them and giving them penalties. Yeah, it's horrible. What a tradition just down the drain.
Yeah.
It's funny because all of my buddies who went to Tech with me, like all of my friends, they call me like, oh, you're a traitor because we hated A&M back when I
Yeah.
went to Tech, and yeah, and now like I'll be going to classes and I'll be talking to like Will or something about Texas Tech, and he doesn't like Tech, so
That's
it's
so
a weird middle ground.
it's funny because from my perspective, I am a self-admitted 2%er for A&M. I don't go to every game. I'm really here for school because that's why I went to college. Sue me. The I like a lot of the traditions and like the networking aspect. It's just like I split A&M to two camps. It's or to kind of two sides of the university. There's the education and then there's like the theme park. And
Yeah,
the football team falls into the theme park category because it's a lot of fun and a lot of people go out and have a lot of fun. And
do you go to the football games?
I've gone to more football games in vet school than I did in undergrad.
That's cool.
I'm definitely putting a lot more effort into that aspect of it. But and they're fun. They're fun to go to. I just like when people talk about sports and especially like UT, like it's kind of fun to be like, ah, I don't like UT, but really I'm like, I don't care. It's a
I
school.
I do care.
Yeah,
Do you have a sports pass for next year?
I do.
I just got my first sports pass for A&M,
You
so
didn't have one?
nope.
Huh.
Yeah,
Have you been to a game
nope. I actually went to Kyle Field for the first time to watch a sporting event last couple months, and it was to watch a baseball game.
in Kyle
I was
Field?
watching the Savannah Bananas.
In Kyle Field?
Yeah,
I thought that was at the Bluebell Park.
no, it was at Kyle Field.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy.
How did they do that?
They brought in some dirt and they just made a really long outfield in one outfield and a really short one in the other.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to go to that game. I think I signed up for like a wait list
Mm-hmm.
for tickets.
It's like a
And
raffle or something.
yeah, yeah. And I think I was bad at my emails. I'm bad at my emails like periodically for 2 days at a time. And then the other days I'm like good at checking it every single day. And I looked at it after I signed up and they were like, you were on the wait list or you weren't selected or whatever.
Ah,
And then for like 2 days, I wasn't very good. And I checked after that and I got an email that said, hey, there are a couple left. Like you have to apply by tonight. And I was like, son of a
and you
gun.
missed it.
Yeah.
Ah,
So,
dang it.
was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't the baseball I'm used to, but it was fun to watch. Yeah.
What do you think about that kind of style? Because I mean, it's real popular now. It seems like
Yeah, sold out Kyle Field. So I mean, a lot of people seem to like it. I thought it was great. It was a good change of pace. I would probably rather in person. I'd probably rather in person go to like a Mets game.
I mean, what about let's take the loyalty team aspect away. If
Oh, if
you
I was
went
gonna,
to
yeah.
a baseball game of two teams that you didn't really care about, just a normal baseball game, and then you went to a baseball game like the Savannah Bananas, but replace the Savannah Bananas with any other team,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't care about them, but it's that style of game, which one would you rather go to?
That'd probably be a little closer, but still probably just the 9 innings
Really?
regular. Yeah,
Huh. What about it? Because I feel like the biggest complaint about normal baseball is that it's boring.
that's what I mean. I see that. I know a lot of people think it's boring. I used to be a pitcher, so there's like every single pitch. Like I don't know. When you watch baseball, do you watch it and like, oh, that pitch didn't, no one hit, didn't swing. Next pitch didn't swing. Like I could see how that'd be boring, but like as someone who used to pitch, I'm like, oh, he threw a curveball and he didn't swing at that one. It missed here. He might try this next. Oh, he tried that fastball up and in. Like you can, if you know what's going on between the batter and the pitcher, it's a lot easier to watch because you can see there's like another mini game going on inside the big one.
Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I a lot of it I'm just looking at, I'm like, oh, he threw it really fast.
Yeah. Whoa,
Nice.
105 miles an hour. Jeez.
um hmm. No, I feel like it'd be cool to go see the Savannah Bananas, but
It was great. I had a great time.
I didn't know that was in Kyle Field. Dang. I really thought it was at the baseball field. Why didn't they do it there?
Capacity, I think. Just
Really?
yeah.
Huh.
It was their biggest one to date. So I don't forgot what the number was. Does 300,000 sound right?
No. I
No.
think Kyle Field's capacity is somewhere in the ballpark of 105,000.
Okay.
So, um I couldn't tell you the record of how full Kyle Field has been. But there's always like a game every other year that breaks the record.
Hmm.
Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, how'd this happen?" It's like, well, there's more people here, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but no, Kyle Field multiple times since I've been here has been full, and people have then been forced to stand somewhere.
Yeah, that was something. I went to a couple tech games. I wasn't a like we didn't even have to pay for a sports pass there. I could have gone to all of them if I wanted to, but I just wasn't super interested in watching cuz also like when I was there the team wasn't great. We had like a I don't know, like a 7 and something season. Like they were just okay.
Hmm.
So I didn't go to a whole lot of games, but we didn't stand the entire time. We just sat down. So standing for an entire game in the student section seems like
a lot.
Yeah, it seems like a lot.
Depends on the game. Some games, everyone kind of looks around like mutually, yeah, we're all sitting down.
Oh, really? They do sit down sometimes?
Sometimes I've gone and we've sat down. And I mean, you sit down for when people are hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then, yeah, but if everybody's standing, you can't sit down because then you can't see.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no
Kind of.
one, no one really like makes fun of you unless there's some kind of like rude guy there who's a little too drunk.
Yeah, I think the first time I go, I'm gonna have to figure out what all the. I know that's what they have midnight yell for, but you got
Yeah,
to figure out what all the things. Because I'm just gonna be sitting there not knowing what people are doing.
you can fake it.
Yeah,
It's okay. People are not gonna like that I say that, but you can fake it. Um, no, I'm not big into the yells and stuff. Some people are. That's great.
that's yeah. We didn't do that at Tech.
Uh, did the paying of players start after we started undergrad?
I after we started undergrad, yes, for sure that. For
Okay.
sure after like 2020. I don't know the specific time. It might have been even after we might have been even after I graduated undergrad. It might have been like after 2023.
Hmm.
Not 100% on that. Probably around if I had to guess like somewhere between 23 and 25.
Because that's definitely got to change the game now.
Oh yeah. Tech went from being not good at football to very good at football. We went from like winning like 5 games a year to like the playoffs. So all because someone's got a lot of oil and a lot of money and is willing to watch Texas Tech be in the playoffs.
Hmm. It's I I'm following college football a little bit more now, and it is fun. I will admit, once A&M was out of the running, I was rooting for Tech, and it was sad to see that they didn't make it.
Yeah, both of my teams went out pretty quick.
Hmm.
Not great.
It's okay. Next year's our year. It's our year. It's A&M's year, and if that didn't work, then it's Tech's year.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
It never happens. It'll never happen. Unfortunately, I'm convinced.
It's gonna be really hard for Tech without a quarterback. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know how that's gonna all go down. He has his eligibility right now, but Tech's getting a lot of heat from it. I don't know if they're gonna have him play. We'll see.
Did any significant bets like go through to where because the thing with gambling is you can have legit charges that could send you to jail.
Yeah, I don't think he was like bet. From my understanding, he didn't bet on any game that he played in.
Okay.
I think the one that everyone brings up was before he played in Cincinnati, he played for Indiana when he was like a redshirt freshman. But he bet on some games for Indiana, but he never played in the games, which is walking the line pretty close.
It is. I mean, sports players betting at all, especially in the games like
Yeah,
for even their team. Um, what about the idea of betting that you will win?
yeah. See, that's never been. I've always thought about that as like, yeah, why? I don't see why that would be a problem, but I'm sure that's also equally frowned upon. But like, you're not gonna. It's not like you're gonna throw the game so that you like. If you're betting on yourself to win, then you're gonna do maybe even better.
Yeah, because like I can see the argument, say for the sport of boxing, and you bet on yourself to win, and then you make a deal with the other opponent, and you're like, "Hey, throw the game. I'm gonna win all this money, and then we'll split it."
Oh yeah,
That would be no bueno, and easy to do in a one like an individual sport like that. But in a football game,
yeah. I couldn't do that.
how in the world are you going to convince the other team to throw the game and then make it look natural and all this stuff? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And you're betting on yourself to win anyways, just not economically.
Yeah, I think that's what he was doing too. Like I think he was betting on his team to win.
Hmm.
Don't quote me. I'm not sure about that, but I think that was the case.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a mess right now for Tech athletics, but oh well, got two teams.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Do you think that they could buy another good quarterback?
Well, from my understanding, the transfer portal is now closed, so we're stuck with
Hmm.
what we got.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yep.
Hey, at least they didn't like just throw him out. Like tech didn't just throw them
Well,
away.
see, that's what people are saying. People are like, they're mad at tech. They're like, oh, just like even after like, because tech didn't go to court, he went to court. Like he tried to get his eligibility back, and they're telling tech like, oh no, kick him to the curb. Like they're not gonna if they paid him a lot of money, they didn't have anything to do with the like any of the legal process, and he can play. Why would they not play him?
Yeah, and he's also, I mean, he's still a kid.
Yeah,
Like he messed up. Like he should get
he went to rehab.
punished and learn
Yeah,
and go through that process. But it would really be kicking him while he's down for tech to be like, yeah,
yeah,
you're not only did you
y-
go all through this,
yeah.
but you're not coming
You
back.
you can play, but we're not gonna let you. That would probably be even worse. Yeah,
Mm. Well, we'll see.
yeah.
Keep me updated.
I feel like have we talked about any vet related stuff? I feel
We
like.
did at the beginning.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's okay.
Just making sure.
Nah, I mean, this is supposed to be chill.
Okay, I
It
feel
goes
like
wherever it goes.
all right. As long as I'm doing my part.
No stress. You got something on your mind?
No, not really.
Um, are you nervous for fourth year?
I'm really excited for fourth year. I think being on that externship, like there, I was excited for the stuff I knew, and I was also excited for the stuff that I didn't know because I'm like, oh, I should know that. And I went back and looked it up, and I'm like, all right, that's up there now. Like
Yeah,
it's been applied in the real world, and I have it now. So
yeah. I I spent some time w- in the hospital, just kind of floating around, looking at new cases and different services, um, because I had some extra time on my hands. And I shadowed one of the interns, and it was a weird case, and it had some neuro issues and some stuff. But I had that same experience where there were some things I was like, I knew this, and that was cool, and other things I was like, I should know this, and I don't exactly, at least not off the top of my head right now. And so it forced me to go back and look at it. And some things that were entirely new. And then I looked at, it, I'm like, oh, this is just so out there that it like is sticking in my head. And so I've always thought that the real world experience is where I learn best, like sitting down in a classroom, looking at slides. It works for like a month. And then, like, along the process of the semester, my brain just tunes out. I'm like, I'm just doing the same thing over and over. It's not that exciting, and I just need to get it done. So it it just doesn't stick as well.
yeah, that's what I'm excited about fourth year for because I'm the same way. Like I think I have a really good like short term. I'm sure everyone has a good short term memory, but like if I study something like for 2 days, I can remember it for the test like easy, no problem. Like that's I do well on tests. That's why. But then it's like 2 months later. Hey, what was that thing you learned? You crammed before the test. You're like, oh, I kind of forgot. So
Hmm.
that's fourth year is going to be awesome for that. Are you still working in the clinic even with the research stuff?
Yeah, I'm splitting my time, mostly doing research. But the research is in the hospital, and so at times where don't have anything to do for research, I'm forcing myself to go and look for something else around the hospital.
Oh,
Um, and it's fun. It's fun.
have you talked about your research on the podcast yet?
Not in detail. I haven't talked to my mentors about going into detail on the podcast, so
Oh, okay,
I'll save it for that.
gotcha.
Um, it's not the most groundbreaking thing,
Well, give me like a short. I don't even know what it is. Like, give me like a really
like vague.
yeah, like
So
without getting in trouble.
yeah, we're just looking at coagulation machine, a coagulation machine.
Okay.
Um, and so I've looked into the like refresh myself on the coagulation cascade and that whole process because we're looking at different aspects within that and specific factors and how it's measured. And so what's funny, while refreshing myself on the cascade and all the diseases that affect that process, uh, I talked to my mentors and they brought up the idea of the or the topic of the cell-based coagulation model. And because the coagulation cascade is essentially like we have a secondary hemostasis where there's that y-shaped model, the internal or the intrinsic, extrinsic, and common pathways. And it's common, or it's most people see it as that um, for coagulation, and in reality, the cell-based model goes way more in depth, and it all happens at the same time.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I was talking to a few clinicians about it, and one of them was like, "Yeah, we really go over that the intrinsic extrinsic common pathways because it's a lot easier to digest because if we threw you into the deep end of the cell-based model, you would just get lost and because it's all cell biology." Um and all these different receptors on platelets and the endothelial cells and red blood cells. And while there is a kind of logical path that the things happen, it happens like in one cell and then it happens in another cell. But that first cell is still continuing on that path while the other cell starts. And that happens on a magnitude of like thousands of cells. That's an arbitrary number, not actually 1,000, but um, it it's hard to comprehend just how complicated it gets. So yeah, and a lot of it, like the cell biology and all the receptors and stuff like that, the the coagulation tests that we have for the most part, especially in GP, like PT and PTT, are great for what they are, but they're not the most comprehensive. And the ones that are comprehensive, you have to send out to a university, and it's more expensive, and it takes like 3 to 5 days. And for a lot of the coagulation uh, uh, like the patients that have coag problems, you don't have that time. And so, yeah, the model, like the more, I don't want to say dumbed down because we do learn some things from the cell based model. It's just not advertised as that because you can really go off the deep end.
Yeah.
Also, it's like that part of science where we know things, but we also know that we don't know everything. And so uh, it gets a little bit into the weeds.
Right now, I'm appreciating that they didn't teach us everything there was to know about everything. Like, even right now, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go over the Cloud and Cascade again because this is one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I know probably 80% of it, but there are some holes. So,
Yeah, for the most part, I feel like the when we go over cases, it seems so simple to be like, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, and you could say, okay, I only need to know like four things, but you get thrown a fresh case and a new situation. You're like, maybe it's a similar situation where you only really need to know those four major things, but out of the infinite things that you can know, how you get to those specific things. I don't know if that made sense at all, but sometimes I feel like I'll be looking at a case in class and I'm like, I can think of different ways this could work, but I cannot remember the correct way. And so, and it's almost like I remember some things, kind of like the Natalie questions that you brought up earlier.
hmm
I can remember the disease, how it looks like, and then, but the actual treatment part, I can't remember.
yeah.
Or I remember the treatment part, but not one of those other pieces.
hmm
And so you, you can like know 90% of it. And then that last 10% like is the crux of
It's
everything.
really important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear
Which is
that.
frustrating.
Yeah. That was a good tie in there.
Callback.
Yeah.
Um, no, fourth year. I'm excited as well.
I think it'll be great. I think I have to decide pretty soon what track I'm gonna do, as I'm like between the mixed animal track, which is kind of tailored to what I want to do, but it's a lot of horses. I mean, I plan on working with horses, but I don't know how much I'm gonna work with them.
Hmm.
So it's either mixed or like the production track, which is a lot more like livestock, food animal stuff, which is kind of more my thing.
Yeah. I mean, mixed animal practice, the basic equine medicine, um, I feel like it's a good thing to have under your belt. I've talked to uh, Colton. He's now graduated, um, and he is going to a mixed animal practice. And he's like, "Yeah, the equine stuff, he's doing the basics. The more advanced stuff, he'll uh, send somewhere else. But like, it's a thing that will most likely show up. And I don't know the exact tracks and how they, or I don't know like what they make you do in each track, but I can't imagine that if you go production, you will see zero horses.
Yeah.
So,
I think they're built into there too. Are you doing like the specialty track? What is it called?
I don't know if there's a specialty track, but there is a small animal.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do the small animal.
There's not like one for like people who want to specialize in something.
I don't think so because I can imagine there would be either. The
Yeah, that'd be kind of hard to do now that I think about it.
Well, you go to each service anyways, and you have to go and look at one. You got to look at all the services to be more complete and see all aspects of treatment. Because if you're going to GP, that's what you're doing. You're looking at all the things. You can't just be like, "Well, I don't need radiology." It's like, well, in a GP,
Yep.
you're going to be taking radiographs, and
Sure.
you can't go to you can't skip IM because you're going to be thinking of the internal medicine cases as well and derm and all that. So, and also they force you to do food animal slash equine stuff as well because the navily. Um, yeah, I think everybody has a they force you to have a well-rounded schedule, but they have the tracks to like the majority of stuff to be guided in the direction that you want to go after practice. Um, I have heard though from a couple of mentors in the hospital that if you do want to do residency, to talk about like, and you already know which residency you're aiming for, to try and get put in those services early on in your fourth year, because then you can like really get in the weeds. One, maybe because you're more fresh, but also so you can go through that before actually applying. Um, at least to an internship, and then you'll have those letters of recommendation and stuff. But outside of that, I don't think there's anything special um, with people who want to do residency.
Yeah. I would think it'd be. I would say on the other end of it, like I'm not gonna tell you how to do it, but just thinking about it, I would think you would want to do it towards the end because you wouldn't be worried about the Navly anymore, and you could really focus.
I mean, that's a good point. Um, but I couldn't say like when exactly the applications are, because you apply for an internship, a rotating internship, and then you after that year you uh, try for residency. That's like, from what I've observed, the most common goal if you were just going straight from vet school to residency. That's the path. You graduate, internship for a year, residency. Um, and for a lot of the specialties, especially for like surgery and I think cardiology, they're just so popular and there's not a lot of spots for how many people are applying, that from that internship to residency, you don't get in. So you do another internship, either another rotating internship or a specialty internship. Um, but that application cycle happens early enough on where it is possible to not have, if you don't like specifically say that you're going for it, that to be put into those services after those applications are done. And then you're like, okay, I haven't actually done this in clinic. The people who should be writing me letters of recommendation in the field, like the specialty that I'm going for, don't know me, and so
That's a
they
good point.
can't. And so you're kind of put in a sticky situation. Um, that was the advice that I was given, and
That makes a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
try.
sense when you put it that way. Do you still want it? Didn't you say you wanted to do surgery at one point?
I mean, it's on the list. I don't want to commit to something without like doing the service in fourth year.
Yeah, it's probably
Um,
smart.
I don't know. It feels weird to be like, I want to do this thing without actually doing the thing or
Yeah.
observing it for an extended period of time. Um,
Do you have any other like just If you had to, if I told you pick two more,
Cardiology and neurology.
cardiology is really cool to me. I was at that clinic and for my externship, and they were doing they were doing like some pretty simple procedures, like they were doing dentals and whatnot. And I was reading ECGs. One of them had like a AV block, and I was going back in my notes trying to figure out what it was, and like seems that seems like it would be a good one for me. Like that one seems like it would be fun, but I feel like it'd get a little repetitive.
Yeah, and I've heard that from people outside the cardiology specialty, like other clinicians and other services, have said this that you pick any specialty, you're going to get there's going to be a time where the initial shock value of what you're doing, like, oh, this is super cool because it's super new and super advanced, like that'll go away. Like the what is it? Um, you'll I think a surgeon told me that doing a PDA for the first time, patent ductus arteriosus for people who don't know what that is, um, and they do that procedure to fix that. The first time is like super exciting because you're doing this cool thing that
Yeah,
surgeons do. Like you're doing the thing that you work for. Doing it for the 10th time, that kind of goes away.
yeah,
And then you really get into the idea of, oh, do I really want to do this like for forever? And so I can imagine that applies to all the specialties.
yeah. I
And
wasn't trying to throw cardiology under the
oh,
bus
no,
or
no,
anything.
no.
I was like all of them. I would assume would be kind of be like that.
No, yeah, I don't, I don't know which one. I don't know which one I want to devote all my time to. They all seem super cool. And I know a couple of people who are in the same boat that they want to specialize or they want to do something and they're like, I want to do it all, but I can't.
Have you ever considered general practice, or does that not interest you at all?
I so I've worked in general practices and I've thought about it. When I started to think about what I would do after vet school, I considered it for a little bit and then I was like, well, I think I would be better. I think I'm the type of person who would do better in a specialty over general practice. I think that there are people who would be better at general practice than I am. And I don't know. I I don't know. I I like picking one topic and just getting really obsessed with it.
Yeah,
And in GP, I feel like you hit the veterinary field a mile wide and an inch deep. And I have seen cases that were seem really complex. Like we saw a chylothorax in a dog at a GP I was at, and which more common in cats, rarely happens in dogs. I don't have any statistics off the top of my head,
I think you're right saying that. Yeah,
but I remember the GP that I was helping out with was actually in a surgery. We were doing a spay, and one of the other doctors comes in and is like, "Hey, that dog that had the pleural effusion," and it's like, "This is what we got after doing the thoracocentesis," and showed me the syringe, and it was a chylo, and she was like, "Is this a chylothorax?" And I was like, "Yes, that's a chylothorax." And I was like, for a second, I was like, "Why is she asking me?" I'm the at the time I just got finished with first year. I was like, this is odd. Like, but then I thought, it was like, oh, this almost never happens in dogs. Like, it's just so rare. And for, I feel like the most part, the last time they saw this was when we were in our shoes in vet school. Like, they showed us a picture of a
yeah.
chylothorax and they're like, this is a thing, moving on. And so, but no, that case was, um, it needed a very intensive workup and diagnostics that the clinic didn't have. So I don't like the feeling of I want to do more, the owner wants to do more, and we just don't have the equipment to do it. Or the skill set. Like I don't want to be like, I would love to keep going, but I don't know what to do. So you need to go somewhere else. I would much rather someone's come to me and say, I have this very specific problem and I need someone to help me. It's like, I cannot do everything, but I can do this one specific part of
Sure.
medicine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I hear that. I think we're wired like completely differently, but I hear that. I see beauty in the you could see anything any given day in general practice, but I could also see like I'm really good at this one thing that I do. That's also like I could also see how that'd be enticing for a career.
I feel like it takes different people. The I know a number of people who are I think they're going to be fantastic general practitioners. One, because of their people skills, and they kind of like you said earlier, it's like you love taking care of animals and taking care of people. And I've I'm going to say this in the I want to say this in like the best way, but I've grown to like those things more throughout vet school, but I wasn't initially wired that way. Like I wasn't wired to try and be a people person or or when there were difficult times with clients, I was like I'm not the type of person to deal with this or um people really I know people who are trying to like are going towards the general practice route, and they're one of their primary reasons of doing it is because they want to build a like a lifetime relationship with a client. I'm like, that wasn't my initial thought. My initial thought with medicine was, you know, solving complex problems, and so now I've throughout vet school have learned and do appreciate that ambition now, and I do like I want to build the relationship with clients as much as I can, but I think since it wasn't my initial thought and it's not my main driver, that it just goes to show that I wouldn't I'm not wired for general practice like I am for specialty. I think I could be totally wrong.
Well,
I
that's
might change my mind.
I felt kind of the same way coming in. Like I didn't yeah, I still have problems talking to people I don't know, but I do in like the professional setting. Like if it's like client to like doctor, I it's a lot easier now. I think our curriculum does like a great job. The professional skills part of our curriculum that is like a lot of people ask like what your favorite class is, and like you'll answer like anatomy or phys or
Hmm.
like something like that. And I really like the professional skills part of PCS just all, because most of it doesn't get tested on. Uh, and like you can just really like this is not gonna be on test. I can sit here, I can like listen, retain. Like I don't have to worry about writing down everything. You
Yeah.
just kind of soak it all up. That's probably one of my most favorite classes.
Yeah. I think they do really well at it because one, they've had a lot of practice. When I had Dr. Tace on, we talked a lot about that and what they do even outside of the vet school curriculum when it comes to teaching people professional skills and also the things that we're learning. It makes it more enjoyable to be around people afterwards
Yeah.
because it's like, hey, a lot of it is, hey, be nice. It's like, hey, it feels good to be nice, and also feels good when people are nice to you. And um, obviously, it goes a lot more in depth and how to, you know, show or work through things like verbally and communicate properly. Um, I don't know. I feel like they kind of they force you to do it, and then you learn to love it.
Yeah. Like it's been helpful a lot in the vet med stuff, but like just everyday life. Like I don't know if I ever showed like empathy before. Like I was not good at empathy before vet school, but I think I'm pretty. I see myself doing it now without even trying. Like if
Mhm.
someone's like having a bad time, like oh hey man, like that's I understand or I feel you there, and like try to like level with them. It's something that helps both in and out of school. I think is the professional skill stuff,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
another reason I like it a lot.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I was I don't think I had very much empathy going into vet school,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's probably not great, but I was the same.
I mean, it's hard if you're not like, what is it? If you're not initially wired to be empathetic all the time, it's something you do have to train. And so since they talk about it so much in our curriculum, like you kind of just you see it everywhere now. It's like a common joke now where if somebody says something that is an empathy statement, even if they don't mean it,
Yeah,
like I go, "Oh, nice empathy," and it catches them every time.
yeah,
It's so much fun. Um, but no, like I'll talk to people back home, and I can tell that I'm more empathetic. I'm like, ah, this is good,
yeah.
nice.
It's slowly catching up with me.
Mm.
Everything.
Um, we've been going for a while, and honestly, I gotta pee. Um, we could either take a break or we could end it off here.
Up to you. Spurs game's just started.
Okay.
I can miss the first part if you want. It's totally up to
Um,
you.
no, no, no. We can end it up. But do you want to give any final notes of advice?
Oof. Um, for just in general, like,
Yeah, it could be for people aspiring to be vets, people in vet school, um, people outside of medicine in general, just anything.
yeah, I'll do the aspiring vet student. That's I went into undergrad and I didn't decide I wanted to go into vet school until after my first year, and I didn't get in on my first try, but I got in on my second try. And I don't know, someone tells you you can't do it, you definitely can. It's after getting through it, it's hard, but it's really not like if you set your mind to it, you can easily do it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Cool.
Cool.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Had a good time.